Head out to the episode 104. I don't know what episode we're on.
We are episode
30, 40, 140.
130 of the GeekVerse podcast. Welcome to the madhouse. Here we got going on already. I'm the straight edge savior, Travis Snail. 6 years.
I am the non-informed Jessica because I feel like I did not investigate.
The uninformed or
yeah.
the non-informed?
Uninformed. I'm gonna stick with that. Thank you.
Didn't you say non-informed first?
Sure. I don't feel like I know the news, so I'm just gonna kind of be here for opinions. So.
That's what we're here
you
for.
You get your initial reaction.
You know what? We're just here. I think we're all here just to back up Travis's opinion.
Well, that's the thing is, people bring various amounts of news, and then you can be the perspective of the fan who hasn't heard about these things yet. So it's live, It's
so you're pretty much just cosplaying as Kyle
in
right
the studio.
Yes.
Cosplaying as Kyle.
That's a video game.
yeah.
I am the man who needs no introduction.
You bastard.
Wow.
What if it's someone's first time? They're like, I want to know that person's name.
Well, maybe they're a Futurama fan, and they'll know the reference, and they'll be like, this guy's cool. I don't need to know his name to know that I like him the best.
Or they're not a Futurama fan. They're just like, I don't know. And finally, we're joined by...
the parabolic Tyler Briggs.
Oh.
You should have gone with the unicycler.
But I did a unicycle.
Yeah, maybe...
But they don't know that, unless they listen to the...
Well, I was going to say, go to the podcast version, maybe Dylan will keep
I'll probably leave some of that.
Yeah. So there's a little...
Some of that sweet sauce in there.
Yeah, so there's a little juicy goodness for the podcast listeners, so go check that out. So before, we haven't had a newscast in a little while. We did a bunch of E3, so that was kind of like...
A lot of E3.
Yeah, so newscast, but really just like general news. So a little bit of housekeeping... what was the first one?
Skip it.
Spider-Man, next week, we're doing a review for that. So next week, Spider-Man, we got Planet of the Apes coming up after that, we got Dunkirk, so a whole month of movie reviews. If you're watching YouTube right now, I'm throwing up, I'm not throwing it up. I had the wrong graphic made. Shit. Our Comic-Con plans. Anyway, so it's going to be the same thing as last year. We're going to do a podcast live for each one. So last year there was a Marvel TV one, there was a DC one, and a Marvel Movies one. So they haven't announced what's all there yet. We just know there's 3 days, there's going to be stuff. So we'll be covering that. So that same weekend we got a DD special. It's a part 2 of our ranking of every superhero comic book films and the top 25 performances. Liam was back for that. So part 2 of the top 25 / ranking everyone. It's a mouthful, but it's a great podcast. The other one we're working on right now is we're going to do a superhero draft for 2017.
Yes.
I'm not sure who will be included that, but whoever's free, we're going to... Every one of us is going to have 5 picks, and we're going to draft in the next year from this July to the next July who we think could be cast in a comic book movie. And then next July, whoever has the most, I guess, wins the competition. So.
And they win absolutely nothing. Pride.
Taylor as
a title that...
What?
Doesn't have a title yet.
I was going to say Taylor for a day. And if Taylor wins, then what does he get?
I think he would still take that prize and be like, yes, I earned this.
We'll just say
and then he would have a bath and maybe go for a pedicure, and he'd have a good day.
He needs that. I think he's doing that right now.
I think he does.
While he's helping Kirkland's grandma move.
Yeah.
Another big thing, talking about those two, next week is our 2-year anniversary. July 9th, we're going to have a
What do you know? It just happens.
What?
I don't know.
July 9th, our 2-year anniversary. It's a questionnaire. We did it for our 100th. We're going to have questions for each other, so it's a good fun.
A questionnaire.
Weird
word to use.
But it's a word at least.
I would say
a lot of my vocabulary.
A Q&A, fun extravaganza.
Yeah. So
questionnaire sounds so official,
Yeah. So,
if you want this job, you got to fill out this questionnaire.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
That
sounds a little strict.
I had to fill out to get on the podcast.
No, you didn't.
And then this Saturday we have a gauntlet match between Tyler and myself. Championship match. That's lots of good.
What are you guys playing?
We got WWE. We got Mario Tennis. We go down. What was the first game on the? Smash
4.
Wii U.
Smash 4, yeah.
So check that out.
They sound really excited to play.
Yeah. It was an interesting thing, but that's coming on Saturday. Good times.
Pretty easy.
Tyler's got nothing.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? We have a lot of housekeeping. Kyle's gone for the next 2 months, so he'll be on pre-recorded stuff. His last appearance is on that GeekVerse Colin thing, so that's why I wanted to shut that up.
He was there?
He went for the Tyler one, because remember we were all going to go see John Wick, it got cancelled.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, a little inside scoop to when those are filmed months ago. And then finally, this is like a personal one, July Comic-Con. That's going to be my last podcast for a little bit. After that, I'm going to give the reins over to these guys, and they're going to lead to the promised land. Okay, you did look at me before we started this cast like, you got all the news, right? You literally said that to me, so you know what? But anyways, no. So if you haven't listened to any other podcasts, I haven't announced on the GeekVerse. I'm expecting a child in July, so that should be lots of fun. You know, for some reason, Secretary says the baby's mine. Again, I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Emily. But the test says it's mine, so I guess I gotta take care of it.
Well, you actually got a test, hey? Really?
Yeah. My lawyers, I gotta
the
check
lawyers,
it.
the Marvel lawyers.
Of course. So, so I'm gonna be gone for a little bit after that. I'm not sure. I'm not putting a date because this is my first child, so I don't know how this is gonna go. This could be an easy experience, or I could be dead tired. So I could be gone from 3 weeks to a couple months.
You might quit. You know?
Oh yeah, this could be the last time you ever see me on a newscast. But no, you'll see me in pre-recorded stuff. We got Spider-Man, Netflix, and Fail. I got superhero news roundup kicking up, so I'll be gone for a little bit. But just want to shut that out, because 2 years. My goal was when we started the podcast was like never to miss any of them. But I'm gonna be missing a little bit, so I have full confidence in you guys that I'm very excited to be listening as a fan for the first time in a few months to just sit back.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
we're not gonna talk about anything. We're not going to know any news.
It's just going to be you on Facebook just messaging us all the news.
Did you guys get this? Yeah. You Skype me and I'll come in.
The video quality is going to drop because we don't have your fancy lens. It'll just be Taylor's iPod.
Well, we're not using Taylor's iPod.
No.
I think Dylan has.
We'll figure it out.
So finally, voice crack galore.
Wow. Maybe that's a sign you should stop talking about housekeeping and get on to the good stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
So anyways, that's everything. We got a lot of stuff. So, yes. News. We're going to start with gaming news. We usually don't start with gaming news.
Never, in fact.
Okay, we used to before. No, we used to. I have
actually,
podcasts.
Before we used to never actually declare what we were going to start with. We just kind of went.
Before, we never even talked about what news we had. We just sat down and started talking. Bad idea, but
good times.
Made for some good memories.
Mm-hmm. So we're starting with video games because there's some stuff from E3 we didn't cover, but mostly it's just Nintendo. And there's other gaming news too, but we said we're going to talk about that. Couple delays, life takes a hold, but Nintendo, they had a E3 conference
on like Wednesday or something.
Tuesday 9 a.m. They had a spotlight. They announced they announced a bunch of little stuff, like they showed off like their Pokemon 3DS, more like just games that are coming out. And then they announced that in 2018 there is a Kirby game coming out on this platform. There's a Yoshi game coming out. There was a good Mario Odyssey demo that had a lot of people buzzing. And then they also announced which they're unsure, but they've worded it like it's an exclusive Pokemon for the Switch. I don't think they said exclusive, but they said something. The way they worded it said like we're making it for the Switch, something like that. So there's a chance it could come out, but they said that. And then Metroid 4 was another one that was announced.
And a Metroid 3DS game as well.
Yes. But
I don't know if that one's a remake. I think it's a new game.
I think it is a new game. I think it's called like
Samus Returns.
Samus Returns. One of the fucking lamest titles ever. Samus Returns.
That might be the first time that Samus is in the title of the game, though. Probably.
That's true.
I think you might be right.
Yeah.
So I can't think of one.
That'll get the nerds hyped up. You know?
Mm-hmm. So who wants to start with all this news? And if anyone happened to see the conference, or we can talk about it. But if not,
we didn't plan to do a cast because we didn't really expect Nintendo to do anything. We kind of just thought they would have a treehouse and show off Zelda, even though it's already out, and like who knows what. Just show like 500 new Fire Emblem games. I don't know, do something weird. But
like they did last year.
Yeah,
they didn't do much.
And so we had no reason to believe they were going to do anything else. And they definitely surprised me. Like when I saw all the news, I was like, I gotta tune in and watch this thing again. Mm-hmm. I think the biggest thing for me is the new Metroid game. Like even though it was just straight up a teaser, like there was absolutely no gameplay, it still like gave me chills. Like that was. It's just funny, like Nintendo, as much as they've fallen behind in so many aspects, their IPs are still just like by far the like most iconic. That they can just show a title and then.
The internet, and they're on top again.
Yeah, and even for like a series that hasn't really done that well in recent iterations, as far as I'm aware, but it still just gets people hyped. And obviously, there's just a bunch of new games for the Switch, as the Kirby game and Yoshi, those are both for the Switch, right? And then obviously Mario Odyssey, Metroid.
And that was announced coming out October actually. Mm-hmm. I was surprised by October. So that was the other thing, was like an official release date
for
Odyssey.
I thought they didn't have a date before? They had
No, it was just fall
Oh, okay.
2017. Yeah, because some people were still like, it's gonna get delayed, but it didn't.
Yeah, I think after that conference or direct, whatever you want to call it, like I'm definitely gonna get a Switch. At some point, I could get it around the time Mario's coming out, just because that game looks so amazing. Like I'm so stoked for that. And then, like if I haven't played Zelda by then, I could pick that up, and then Metroid whenever that comes out. I'm not super stoked. Like the Yoshi game, it just looks so simple and like so kiddish, and like that's what like Woolly World, the one that came out on the Wii U, it looked like a fun game, but it just looked so easy and like so basic, and like there was like no depth to it. That's why I never ended up getting it. But I love the art style of it.
It was.
Yeah, like that's what I figured the new one's gonna be as well.
Yeah.
Like the trailer is just like, it looks like it's made for like 8-year-olds, which is fine, I guess. But
I think a lot of 8-year-olds probably playing the Switch.
And then the Kirby game, I've only played like a couple Kirby games, but they're really fun, and I guess you could say they're pretty unique, and yeah, it's just cool like trying to find all the combinations of powers and stuff like that. So I don't know if I'd pick that up for the Switch. Like I don't know if I'd buy it, but it looks like they're going back to the roots, because with the Kirby games recently, like they did like that drawing one where it's just like Kirby and rolling around and you draw
a lot
lines.
of spin-offs.
Yeah, like a lot of spin-offs. So it looks like it's going back to some of the basics that Kirby games used to have. So overall, I thought it was definitely a pleasant surprise. Like I didn't really expect anything coming from Nintendo.
Yeah.
So
no, I'm about the same, and I for some reason could have just been the excitement of that conference, but like I was open to trying the Yoshi and Kirby game. Kirby games I like, but the Yoshi game, it did look pretty basic. But at the end of the day, it's like sometimes that can be good. Like I kind of wrote off Captain Toad when I first saw it. You know, I was like, this looks kind of lame, and then
it's really good.
Yeah, it's really fun. I don't own it, but I've played it, and it's really good. So
well, I think there's a distinction between that too, because Captain Toad was like a $40 game or something. Like it was cheaper, and I feel like it acknowledged that it's a puzzle game, but it's not like super complex. There's not a ton to it. But I feel like this Yoshi game is probably going to be like a full price game. That's where it gets tricky to justify it for me.
It is, and at the same time for me, talking about the Secretary, if it's something which it is multiplayer, that's where that can kind of come in, because you don't get many of those experiences on PlayStation or Xbox now, right? And that's where I saw that, and truthfully that and Kirby, and that was one of these things where it's like, it's easier to sell to Emily and be like, we should get a Switch, and it's like, because there's these games, and she likes those type of games too, and it's like, it's the same thing we talk about, Nintendo's icons, like you see those, any other game, you look at all these platform games that they show at E3, you're like, ugh, but you see Yoshi doing, you're like, oh man, this game's gonna be great, like,
I love Yoshi.
Yeah, like I got a soft spot ever since Yoshi Island, so I'm willing to give it a chance, so,
Oh, the other thing I forgot to talk about, the new Metroid game for 3DS. I think 3DS games like never look good in showcases, just like graphically.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's very hard to get that across, but I know like from experience, like they have a very distinct look, and I actually like the 3D on it sometimes. Like I think it adds.
It's not awful.
I think when some games do it right, like Fire Emblem, just cruising around the map and it has like little effects. I think it's beautiful. So as much as I don't love the look of the game, I feel like that could just be like the showcase, but that's definitely like a day one buy for me. Yeah. Like without question.
Shout out to Greg, the Batman in our live chat. He's one of our Patreon supporters. Say what's up. Welcome. And then also Marley is back from E3. So
Marley.
Yeah, thank you and congratulated me. Thank you very much. I'll try my best not to screw up another generation. So thank you very much.
Appreciate that.
Another one.
Yeah.
You've already screwed up one.
Well, look at Taylor. I look at him like, what did they do? You know. Jessica and Tyler, you guys got any thoughts on Nintendo?
Did no one here ever play Crystal Shards?
Nope.
No, it also sounds like a drug that is on
Kirby Crystal Shards.
What generation was it?
N64. It's like
I could have played it, but not in the sense of like I remember it like.
It's that game. I didn't see the Kirby or Yoshi commercial, so I went and looked up the Kirby one. It is like a remake of Crystal Shards.
Oh really?
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you walk around and you can suck up guys to get their powers, and you can combine two different powers to make different things. So like you can do like ice and rock and make yourself like a fridge.
I may have
showed Jumanji.
Oh god, we'll get to that later. So, it's never a bad thing to remake an N64 game, Mario Party.
Great console.
And like those games are kind of what made those IPs so popular today.
Yeah.
And so I think it's good that they're going back to those roots and really doing that, because a lot of the games have been kind of like branching off and trying to do new things. And I think going back to what made them so great, if done properly, is a great way to completely restart the IP and just get that hype even better.
Yeah. I felt like with the Wii U we didn't get a lot of that. I felt like we got the like Mario Karts and Smash Bros, but the like of the icons, like we didn't get a Samus game. You can kind of count Zelda, but I really don't because it was like it does count, but not. It's in this gray area. Yeah. We got Star Fox, but everyone was disappointed by that. Yeah. So it was just kind of like
I don't think we got a Kirby game, did we?
We probably got some spin-off one of just like and then Kirby Zumba. No.
Oh. Yeah, I guess we did get a Yoshi game.
Yeah, true. We got Captain Toad, but like nothing like you're talking about some of the old IPs, N64, things like that. You know, so I think that's, and I was surprised honestly that they're coming out next year. To be honest, when I saw those, I think that's good because we talked about how light their schedule is this year, but it actually ended up being better than I thought it was going to be because that Ubisoft game is coming out, Rabbids or whatever.
Oh yeah,
in September, I'm pretty sure, or August, something like that. And I think there's one other game in between that and Mario Odyssey, and then when 2018 hits, like.
What'd you guys think of that Mario game, Rabbids?
Yeah, what have you two?
I haven't seen it. I've just seen the cover of it because it floated around because everyone hated it. So maybe the commercial looked better, but the cover.
I guess it was at the Ubisoft conference.
Yeah.
We already talked about it.
Yeah, I didn't go to that either. So
yeah.
I didn't have looking into that stuff.
Yeah,
it's like XCOM, but take out all of the depth and make it just like incredibly basic.
Yeah,
and put Mario skin over it.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like that's how. I mean, I haven't played it, right? But that's what.
That's how it was pitched.
Yeah.
So we want to make an XCOM.
XCOM's cool, but it's cooler Mario and also Rabbids.
Yeah, but not playing as hard. Jessica, I want to ask you, what are your feelings about this Pokemon business?
I'm
Which
excited.
hashtag Travis told you. I told you they were going to announce. That was one of my predictions that they were going to announce a Switch exclusive Pokemon game. Unless they go back on it, then I'm fucked. But I was 5 for 7.
No, I'm pretty sure it will be a Switch exclusive because that's been a rumor for quite a while now. So, I don't know. I've been wanting to get a Switch regardless of all the stuff that came out, but between Kirby and Pokemon, like, I'm definitely going to get one now. And then same thing, like, I'll end up picking up Zelda because, you know, I'm not going to get it for my Wii U. I'll buy it next gen. But I'm definitely... Well, I don't know. What...
Shade at me for the person that bought on the Wii U. Come on now.
You know, it's just old.
You should have bought a hard copy so we could have borrowed it from you.
Yeah, come on, man.
So not after that shade. I wouldn't have given it to you. No, sorry.
So, I don't know, I'm definitely interested to see more information on it because, you know, although they did announce this for the Switch, they also just announced remakes for the DS, so, I mean, they could just end up doing remakes of Sun and Moon for the Switch as well. It could be made for Switch by, like, changing things around so it's for the Switch, but it could just be a remake of the same game.
Yeah. I don't think it is because the way they worded it, they said that you probably won't hear any more about this they literally said until a year from now or something like that. That makes me think it's something being built from the ground up. And I think that's smart because I don't even know if I'd play it. I know Emily would, but like I think it's smart to make something that's just exclusive, something that is a bit more unique, a bit more like the Switch isn't the most powerful console, but it's more powerful than the 3DS. So something that
you can go places with it. So what if they combine it with Pokemon Go?
Whoa,
you go around, you collect, maybe even Pokemon Snaps down, and take pictures of Pokemon.
Yes.
You take them home to your room and do whatever you want.
Well, that I don't
like battling.
Yeah, I was gonna say follow up on that. Yeah. What about Garfield Go? You know, so that's Swiffer the Nation.
Garfield Go.
You heard about this?
That's a real thing.
I have not
Are you
heard
trolling
of
us right
now?
now?
No, not trolling. You can look it up. I think someone got accidentally ran over too because they were trying to get a Garfield. I'm pretty sure you just catch Garfields.
But they're all the same, or are they like lasagna Garfield?
My interest didn't go past. I saw Garfield Go as a game where you chase
I'm just trying to picture if it's like there's only one Garfield.
I think there's probably variations,
like
lazy Garfield, funny Garfield,
funny.
Probably a couple Odies in there and whatnot. So
good old Odie.
Like the only thing I was gonna throw out there was I think it was for me like the best and that's why I was actually really salty we were not doing one because it was my favorite conference of E3. I would have given it a 5 because I was watching it in my shack at work. The second they announced Metroid, I stood up, and that's why I say always get a 5 makes me stand up because I did predict that too, and I remember everybody was like, not just a bunch of people too were just like, that's not gonna happen. Like they're not making a Metroid. There's something in the water. It's like they're gonna do it. They know they need to get something out there, and that it's just a logo with a 4. So this game is. But
it has like that classic Metroid music too. It's just creepy, and you're just like. Ooh.
Yeah. So also we're not gonna get this to maybe 2019, 2020. But
well, didn't it say 2018?
No. It just said in development, and then it said Metroid.
Yeah, I was like, this game's gonna get delayed. That was the after I saw it, that was like my second thought after the hype. I was like, this is gonna get delayed a lot.
Yeah, and it was only like 25 minutes. It was nice and compact, and that's what I liked. Like they did everything so quick. They showed some gameplay. There were some cool announcements. There was a surprise announcement, and it was a good show. So surprisingly, I never thought in my lifetime I'd be maybe living when Nintendo won an E3 again. You know, It's not a hot take. Yeah, just
in your life.
Just because I always thought they could even be the best-selling console, but they just cannot present stuff well. Like, you look at the Switch reveal, you look at the Puppet Show a couple of years ago, like, they just are not good at presenting stuff, you know? They're like the people that make great movies, but their trailers are awful. Like, that's Nintendo, so... anything else to say on that? I'll definitely be buying a Switch. I don't know if it's going to be for Mario. I want to really bad, but I just timing-wise, I don't know for me.
Yeah.
So it all depends what comes out in the calendar year, because Sean Lane, the president of Sony, said that Spider-Man's going to come on the first half of the year. So
really?
That changes a lot of my plans for the year. So
interesting.
they said in the next like 12 to 16 months from where we were. So
I thought wasn't God of War also?
Yeah. So I could see that being, what did they say? Yeah, it was February. I could see that being like March or April. So
interesting.
Or May, maybe tie with like Infinity War or something.
So you guys watched the direct, like not when it happened, but afterwards?
I watched it while it was happening. Yeah, in my shack.
So did you think that it was worth it for them to split it up to do like their direct and their treehouse or whatever they did?
Like the treehouse they did right after throughout the day, or like the Pokemon.
Didn't they do a treehouse like the whole time?
Yeah.
No, there was like 2 days before or 3 days before, whatever it was. They made
did the Pokemon one?
Yeah.
I think so, because it was just, the Pokemon ones were so basic, and I think it was a good bait and switch, because like you said, you were convinced there'll be nothing Pokemon there, and that's what I was kind of like, oh yeah, maybe, but that was a great way of like, oh, we'll do a Pokemon Direct, and then when there's just some guy sitting at his desk talking about I know it's his name, I just not gonna try to pronounce it. And then it's just like, oh, one thing about Pokemon. So I think that was smart of them to do. And I don't think them having the remakes of, what are they remaking?
Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
Ultra Sun.
Yeah, like, I think people are excited, but I don't think people, like, I didn't see my timeline light up, you know, like I did I think they would have been forgotten about on that same day.
For someone who follows a lot of Pokemon pages, it was pretty much... people made jokes about it being ultra salt because everyone's so salty about it. So
why are they so salty about it? Why can't Pokemon fans ever be happy? You
Wasn't that like a newish game?
Well, yeah,
is that salt?
Yeah, just came out like a year ago or whatever it was.
They're pulling the Bethesda. They're just gonna pump that game out for fucking 6 years. Huh?
Oh yeah.
Still salty about the Bethesda.
Yeah. Anything else to say on the Nintendo front?
Well, I guess they also announced like this week that the SNES Classic is coming out, and that's
with unreleased Star Fox. Is that what it was?
Star Fox 2.
Yeah.
Never released Star Fox 2.
Oh really? I didn't hear about that.
Apparently, you can get it on there for years. You've been able to get it as a ROM on computers, and people say like it's an alright game. It's definitely not the greatest, but just having that unreleased Star Fox 2 on that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that is. I don't know. They haven't put pre-orders up, so it's a question of if I can get one. But if I can't get one, I'm getting one.
Yeah.
That is.
Well, didn't you say they also announced it's only for a year and they're gonna.
Yeah.
Didn't you?
Not even for a year. It's till the end of the year. So it's September to the end of 2017.
Yeah, I guess so.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I don't really know. Because the NES thing is already gone, like the mini NES. I never even got a chance to even want to try and get one just because it just came and went so fast.
Yeah.
I don't know what their strategy is with this. Like, I'll buy it. You know, if you let me buy it, I'll buy it.
That always racks my brain when I think about that. Because September, October, November, December, they're selling it for not even 4 months because it comes out September 29th. Yeah. So it's really just 3 months. I think it's just classic Nintendo. They like to build up the anticipation because now they know if you want one, if I want one, we're going to be trying to pre-order it. We're going to try and day one get it.
Yeah.
And that's the way it is for me because people talk about the frenzy of it. And it's like that because now, September 29th, if I'm working, I'm going to make sure I can get the day off to try and get one. Because I love the SNES. That is top 3 favorite consoles. So many great games on there. And I think that's what they like to do. I think they love to be in the conversation. Right. I think they like to have that. I don't know if it's smart business-wise because you could sell more, but you never know with Nintendo.
I would say that also it gets you the people who would otherwise be on the edge about buying it, and then they think about it, and then a couple months pass, there's It was like, yeah, maybe I'll buy it later if something good comes out.
Yeah.
And then they end up not buying it. They just forget about it. But for people who are on the edge, they're just like, oh, crap, I can only get it for 4 months. They're going to get it.
It's true. Like, if they had, with the Switch, if they're like, oh, I'm only going to produce the Switch for a couple months, I would have bought one. Yeah, I would have bought one.
Or your
because
console.
It's exactly what Tyler's saying. Like, right now, I'm like, I'll just wait till something else comes out. Like,
yeah, exactly.
So I totally get that.
Marley says if you get a Switch, you can borrow their Zelda. So there you go.
Nice.
There you go. Hit us up at GeekVerse Facebook or Twitter for that if it ever happens. Yeah, I think I'm very excited for that. I think I think for us it's $100, but price point is like $80. It's good. Like you got Super Mario World, you got Super Mario RPG, which I've been waiting for. I think it's on the Wii U now, but for a while you could only get online for like $100 or something. It's like, I'm not buying that old game, but like, I loved that game back in the day. What were some other ones? Obviously, they got Mario Kart in there. They got Star Fox. They had Donkey Kong Country. Lots of people wanted Donkey Kong Country too. Didn't make the cut, but
you gotta make room for Star Fox too.
Yeah, well, that one is so cool though. Just because you can throw that unreleased thing, it's like, oh, that's a smart thing. I can't remember.
Yeah, practically a new game.
Pretty much, 2 Kirby games. I can't remember. There's some other. I think there's a Street Fighter game, and there's I think Final Fantasy 3. I think is on there.
A lot of stuff.
Cool.
Yeah,
that's actually a really good deal for $100.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it comes with obviously.
It's a great idea if only they'd sell it for more than 4 months, eh?
Yeah.
For me, it's just a selling point of like having it as HDMI. They've said that controller cords are going to be 2 feet longer than the NES ones because apparently that was a big complaint that they were really short. So that deterred me from buying it. So yeah, I'm very excited for that. I hope I can get one.
As TV quality goes up, people move their couches farther away. Now those old cords just don't.
That's true.
Just don't cut it.
Just don't cut it.
Let's see.
I think that was all Nintendo news.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think there's anything else. I honestly didn't have too much gaming news other than that Nintendo.
I have a quick Salt story because whenever we bring up Nintendo, we have to talk about the Salt.
Really, we were gonna go all super positive here. It felt like a home run, and now Dylan's.
I might have brought this up, but I'm gonna bring it up again.
Okay.
So when I went and bought the new Fire Emblem game, Shadow of Valencia, the remake of Fire Emblem 5, like whenever it came out, and I was up there at the desk and I was like paying for it. He's like, "Hey, are you interested in the Seasons Pass?" And I was like, "That's kind of weird. Like, this is a remake. Why is there DLC for this?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's like $63." And I was like, "Okay." So like, I was thinking about it. I was like, "Oh, so what's in the DLC?" He was telling me some stuff, and I was like, "Okay, so that's a pretty good deal. Like, it's you get your $50 game for an extra like $10-15. You get all this DLC." But he's like, no, the DLC is like $63. So it's like an extra, it's more than the game itself for DLC, for a Seasons Pass, for a game that is a remake of an old game. And I was like, what is this? Like, I feel like Nintendo's actually turning Fire Emblem into just like a cash cow because there's so much DLC for these games.
Yeah.
And I don't understand, I don't even understand the logic of putting DLC on a remake.
How many Fire Emblem games have come out in like the last year? I feel like there's been
in the
at
last
least
year.
like 4.
Well, the last one that came out had like 3 versions to it.
Yeah.
But
there
it was
the
one
remake
game.
One too, right?
The remake just came out recently. Well, that was the only release of this year, 2017. But I don't know.
Still.
That was just quick.
There's Fire
Quick,
Emblem
get some Nintendo hate out there as we get some love. So.
I hope
Gotta
that guy.
keep him humble.
I hope that guy was just lying to you, and the DLC was actually like $20, and he's just trying to pocket an extra $40.
Oh really?
Yeah.
He had a really. I feel like it was like $63.59, like a really specific amount. Maybe that could just be to build the realism.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think I would have bought it anyway. Just because Fire Emblem games take you long enough to beat them on your own. Why do you need DLC?
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. What's next?
I don't have too much gaming news. I have like a quick thing to shout out. Like a few weeks ago, or I think even last month when we talked about like Square Enix dropping IO Interactive after some of their layoffs, whatnot. Yeah. And there's this thing of like what's gonna happen with Hitman. They made Hitman.
IO has it, right?
They got that was the news. Last week they announced
they stole it as they left the office.
I think you can't steal an IP. I think it has to be physical.
It's a piece of paper. You can make a Hitman game in it.
Yeah, but they got that, so that makes me excited because they've made all the Hitman games. I love that series. So just to show them, I'm happy they got that. Plus, now with them kind of being like an independent studio, I think it's a good thing they have that because at least they have something they can build off and have at least have a title. So yeah, I just want to show.
Do you think that the idea of making like episodic? Do you think that was like their idea, or it's more Square Enix kind of pushing that?
I think we'll know when they announce what to do with this game because I have no idea. I've still yet to play it. I gotta.
Are all the episodes out now?
Yeah, because you can get a full game on it. All I hear is great things. Like I thought the idea was bad at first, but everyone's just like lots of people talk about per game of the year, but it can't be because it's like half a part came out last year.
Right.
But I'd say just the whole thing together is great, but I'm not sure. I think they might go episodic again if they got so much good reception on it, but I would prefer them to go back the other way, but maybe I'll try it out eventually.
What's the price point for if you were to buy the whole thing right now?
I was going to shout out, I don't know, I was going to check it out because that's what I'm going to shout out for PlayStation users. They got their summer sale going on, so lots of really good games on sale right now that
also
are like $10.
on Steam.
Steam sale, yes. Lots of...
Steam sale, Dishonored is $4. Go buy that game, love it, play it again, decide you like anything Arcane does, then go buy Dishonored 2, and then go buy Prey. That's my recommendation. But it all starts with a $4 Dishonored. That is the best deal you'll ever get in any game in your life.
That's actually incredibly
It's insanely good deal, man.
Yeah, that's it for my game news.
Something I forgot, just to jump back to Nintendo. I don't know if you guys talked about it on a prior newscast, but what are your guys' opinions on the Mario Kart VR?
I hadn't heard about that, actually.
I've never heard this.
No.
Is this a for sure thing?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, it'll be a new Mario Kart game?
So,
No.
Well, currently right now, I think they're doing the Pokken thing. It's going into arcades in Japan currently right now. So there's a possibility that it'll come here. I believe
that would be really fun.
It's on the HTC Vive headset. So I believe we have that here, right?
I think so.
Yes.
I wonder, have they said it's going to be a game or like you can play one
Experience.
track? Yeah, an experience. Yeah.
Rainbow Road.
Yeah. Like either way, like I wouldn't be playing it because if I ever got VR, I'd get PSVR. So obviously I'm not going to be playing my VR PlayStation with Nintendo, you know. So.
It doesn't say anything.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a full game. I could see it being like a Grand Prix maybe. You know, these are your 4 tracks you could play over and over and that's about it. But that's a cool idea.
If you guys haven't checked out the commercial, it's really cool because you actually like throw the shells with your you have the sensor to actually throw shells, so you actually have to aim yourself and everything. Nice. It looks really cool. If you guys should check it out.
I had not even heard about it.
I'm surprised I haven't heard of this.
Classic Nintendo trying to get stuff out there.
That's the kind of thing you put in a conference.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Look
at Bethesda. They're putting Skyrim VR in their conferences. Actually, wasn't that in someone else's conference?
It was in PlayStation. Yeah. Any other gaming news?
Crash comes out tomorrow.
I know, it's pre-ordered. It's going to be arriving soon. Everyone go fucking buy that game, please.
I'll double that, but on Prey, because I bought Prey. And I've put like 20 hours into it now, and it's amazing. I would say it's a combination of like Dishonored, like the mechanics and the way Dishonored just feels and plays, but like mixed with like Alien Isolation. So if you like either of those games, then you'll probably love Prey. I'm really into it. I think it's phenomenal. I think everyone should go buy it.
If you buy Prey, though, you're not going to get a Spiral remastered, so just think about that.
Yeah,
but you might get, Dishonored 3. You might get Prey 2.
Can I get
a very worthwhile experience?
I would say so.
Can I get a Skyrim remastered for the PS4 Pro instead?
Yeah, that's probably next. Bethesda's conference next year will probably be that.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Is that it for the gaming news?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's some stuff to cover over the months, but like, there's not much game news after E3.
No, I just wanted to say that, like, E3, it's always so much fun, and I think that's kind of where our podcast started. Like, we used to talk about a lot of video games.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just hard, obviously, because they take so much more time and more money, so we just don't play as many games, right? But yeah, I love E3, man. That's what got the show, like, a whole show started. So.
Yeah, like adding everyone to the group chat. Yeah, I remember. Exactly. I think it was Taylor, like, added everyone, and I was trying to have a nap at the time, and my phone just started, like, shitting bricks, because everyone was in the chat, and I'm like, oh my god, what's going on?
Before you mute notifications back in the day, yeah. But yeah, if you want to hear any of our takes on any of the E3 stuff, go back. We have a podcast for literally every single thing, except for Nintendo. That's why we talked about it. So, bless you very much, Tyler.
That was a sneeze.
So, we're going to move into movie and TV news. So, if you're here for the game news, adios. We'll see you next week. If not, we got some great stuff to talk about. I want to talk about, because I've been waiting to talk about this for months, Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle.
You've been waiting to talk about... Is that a joke?
I've been waiting.
Didn't we briefly mention it?
We've talked about
months ago. We talked about. We talked about when we saw the photo of them, and we were like, "Right, not good vibes." So,
is this the first trailer?
Yes, very first trailer. That's why. Yeah.
Okay.
So, are you guys having good vibes about the trailer?
Better vibes than when I first saw the picture, but I still don't know if I would go see it.
Okay, how come? What is the more positives that have maybe turned you around a little bit?
Just I don't know. Just the vibes. It seems like I
What are
don't
the
know.
vibes?
I don't know. There's much more positive vibes. It seems just like a fun action flick, and it seems less. I don't know why, but with the initial poster, I felt like it'd be a kids movie. It doesn't feel like as much of a kids movie. It seems like something I could get into. So
That's like
It seems
interesting.
like a kids movie to me.
See, that's interesting. I don't think it feels like a kids movie, and that's my problem with it. Actually, I think it's too. I'm butting it, but like the slow mo action shots and the Guns N' Roses music and like the backflip kicks.
Kids love Guns N' Roses.
I don't. Oh yeah, they fucking love. I did not like any of that. It made me feel gross, honestly. Like I don't know why.
It made you feel gross.
Yeah, like I didn't like that one moment. She kicks a biker. The guy's motorcycle. She jumps in the air.
like 50 feet.
Yeah, like I was like, I'm gonna be old curmudgeon guy. Hashtag,
I don't know how you...
Hashtag not my Jumanji.
How does that not seem like a kids movie, though?
What? Because it was too action, like, bro-y vibe in a way. Other than them having kids, it didn't feel like a kids movie. It felt like they're trying to make it for people. Like, have you guys seen the original Jumanji?
No.
Yes.
I have, but I don't really remember it.
So, like, you're a big fan, right? Like myself on Jumanji. So I think they were trying to aim for people like myself and Jessica, like, oh, they grow up with this, so it's going to be a bit older. And to me, what Power Rangers did very well, this looks like it doesn't do well. I'm not just saying that because the opening trailer looks like Power Rangers, but like the Power Rangers.
Opening
I
trailer.
feel like you are saying that.
Essentially,
It's Power Rangers, and instead of finding a cave, they find a fucking game box or whatever. Like, I don't know. Power Rangers like look like, oh, this looks like it's grown up. This just looks like it's a Jumanji in 2017. I've got over the video game thing. It's lame, I think, and I love video games. It's just like, okay, we're going in a video game.
I think that's fine.
It takes out the mystery, like
2017.
with the Jumanji board, and they don't really know quite what's happening.
Yeah, you saw all these like pieces. You're like, oh, what's that do? We never got to see what it did, and that's where it's like this game is just like, oh, we're in a jungle.
I actually like this trailer was better than I thought. Still not good.
Yeah.
I think this could be a fun movie to see though. Like I think it could be so bad it's good potentially. I think Chucky more so in that sense, but I think it could be a fun movie. Like I think I like this trailer more than I like the Power Rangers trailer or any. I don't know. I can't remember the different ones, but I mean I'm also a sucker for Jack Black, so that's like instantly goes up like 3 points.
Even though he's a girl now.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
I'm not
Is Jack Black playing a girl as Jack Black?
No, like they actually implanted the girl's mind into Jack Black.
It's like Jack Black's on acting.
No, but I mean in real life they did it too.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a real
that's a
breakthrough
lie.
technology.
He's lying. That's not true. I'll say I did not laugh at anything in the trailer. I did not like the trailer. I'm not the biggest Jack Black fan. I think he's pretty like he's all right. I like him. I like him enough. I like him as a guy more, but his acting style.
You haven't met him.
No, but like on talk shows, interviews. But like his acting style to me, never been a big fan. He was actually the only thing I liked about this trailer, and I think I liked the one little angle of
the angle.
Yeah, the angle of him having like an attraction to The Rock, because obviously it's a girl singing The Rock, and you would be attracted. So it's just like, oh, that's a piece of man right there. So that sort of stuff, I was like, that could actually be kind of fun to play. That was the only thing. The whole thing felt like, in the first 5 minutes, are you gonna get a little bored of them being the kids? You know, like I feel like this could be a great SNL skit. But I don't know, an hour and a half of them being like, eventually be like, okay, they're kids in a human body. Right. I get it. Like, this is all right.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be like a good movie, but I think it could be fun for a one-time watch / podcast.
In theaters, you'd see this.
I think it could be a fun thing to do for the podcast. What time? When does it come out?
December.
December?
25th. I'm pretty
we
sure.
have many months to think about this.
I'm kind of busy that day, actually, so I don't think that's my Christmas present.
Yeah, I would not pay to see this.
A gift to myself, I will not go to. Perfect Netflix and fail material. We'll cover it in a few months when it's Netflix.
I do hope they're missing a big opportunity if Jack Black and The Rock don't kiss in this movie. 100% with him and the girl. If that doesn't happen for Comedy Gold, the writers are gone.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to see that actually.
I do. They should do it. It'd be great. They'd be good.
I'm trying to think how they would set it up.
You don't need to.
Well, no, hang on. No, I got it. So, honestly, The Rock's character is like, he's like the nerdy guy, right? Yeah. And then Jack Black is the girl. I know. So I think it's going to be...
I understand who it is.
I'm just trying to explain for, just in case.
Roundhouse.
For this pitch, what pitch was that? The Nintendo pitch for Ubisoft.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know either. So, the way is she will... he probably already has a crush on her, and then she's gonna learn to love the person inside. So even when he's not gonna be the sexy rock, on the outside, when they get out of the video game, she'll still love the nerd. And when they realize that, that's when they kiss. And that should be a great moment. Because you need more man-on-man action in these movies, you know? Alien Covenant, that was the best part
The Rock
of these.
and Jack Black.
I want diversity in these movies.
Travis is gonna ship it.
Spin-off movie. Dumbledore better be gay in that movie coming up. Like, he better be getting it on with Johnny Depp. Like, movies just really, they won't shy away from women getting on or kissing, but with dudes, it's very like, oh yeah, like, he may be gay, and they just don't really talk about it, you know? Like, that's how I worry about Dumbledore. I'm like, yeah, he had a fling with some, like, a guy, maybe. I don't know, waka waka, like.
Waka waka.
So, I want more diversity. I want some Black on Johnson action in this movie.
Oh, shit.
Not as that.
Wow. You look like you have something to say.
Yeah, well, I'm waiting my turn and talk about the commercial, you know, let you
Commercial.
guys go. Trailer,
I mean, it is a commercial.
It is,
so.
yeah.
Sure.
No, it's not. A commercial would happen between a TV show, I'm pretty sure. Actually, you talk. I'm going to look up the exact
Well, if you're
definition
watching television, the
then this
commercial
would
might
come as a
happen
commercial.
between TV shows.
Yeah. It was the first original picture that came out. I thought they were going to try and go something really serious. Like, the version is a little more serious than this.
Mm-hmm.
Just, well, they're all standing in the jungle. They look really serious.
But even with the cast?
That's why I thought it was weird. Because I was like, this looks serious, but this cast is not serious. So I actually...
Except for the one girl who doesn't know any other face other than super serious.
It's true. You're not wrong.
I can't remember her name. What's her name, Travis?
Rudy Roundhouse.
That's his name. I don't think that's her real name.
Karen
I was really
Gillian.
excited that I knew that.
Rudy Roundhouse.
Karen Gillian,
Nebula.
she's from Doctor Who, and she's Nebula as well, so... before you go, commercial, prepared, done, or acting with the soul or chief emphasis on profit or success. So, okay, fair enough.
That's a commercial.
You can technically call it a commercial.
Yeah, Bob's Travis.
Didn't you call her out for it first, or did you?
No, I
Like,
didn't.
commercial.
I just said, interesting word to use. I didn't say it out loud. I said it in my head.
I think you might have said it out loud, but...
I feel like I can't remember the other one. There's another word you used recently. I'm like, that's a strange way to... Anyway, I can't remember what it is. So.
My name coming in, whatever it was. Non-informed instead of uninformed.
I'm thinking like a month ago.
Oh,
anyway,
okay.
go on.
It
So what did you think about this commercial?
Jumanji, we should be serious, guys. It's a big topic.
Yeah, the fans want to know.
Batman wants to know.
They've been waiting for months. No, he put his kids to sleep. He said he's going to listen to the rest tomorrow.
Oh, okay, good night, Batman.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
So he's still listening.
Yeah, true, he is.
So, this commercial actually made me a little bit more...
There he is. I'm sorry, I've never had a phone on cast. I have two phones now. It's strange.
You have two phones?
Yeah.
I do. Tell me about Jumanji. Highly anticipated what you have first.
Well, that'll be that should be your question for the 2-year anniversary. So phones, what do you think about them? What do they do?
What do they
That's an
do?
awful idea.
Anyway, so this commercial actually made me more excited because it made me realize that they weren't going to go for the serious vibe. I don't know if it made me excited enough to see it in theaters, but it definitely gave me more hope than what I thought they were going to try and do with it. So, I don't know. I do think that it's kind of an interesting concept, too, for the kids going into the bodies, and that's why they act really stupid, as opposed to just randomly these characters just act stupid for no reason. So,
Blame it on the kids.
yeah, exactly.
On the public school system.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely public school. I mean, private schools don't have video games in the basement.
No, just
Not creepy old ones.
There's
It's
a
CRTC
CRTC too, like TV as well, like just rare.
Was this CRT even? Oh, it was.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's just in there.
I'm gonna see this
before
movie for the CRT.
Yeah, I will
CRT
say
Lives Matter.
I'll probably speak for him. I guarantee you, Taylor Field is going to love this movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
He's gonna find a
Movie of the
way
year.
to get into a video game.
It's the last movie of the year. It's gonna be his favorite movie of the year.
Wow.
Well, it's Star Wars still out, or is that the one that moved?
Star Wars.
There's always a
Star Wars is
out.
coming out the week before that, so
Oh.
Ooh, Star
Big
Wars
competition.
it is.
Taylor
Yeah.
goes to the theater, watch Jumanji. Watch Star Wars again, actually.
Yeah. It'll be tough. They'll be right.
So
beside
Taylor,
each
what'd you
other.
think? I loved it. He can just say that, and we all believe him.
Yeah.
It's true.
Let's see. I don't have too much other movie news, to be honest.
Well, we have more trailers to talk about.
Yeah.
So I'm going to talk about
Shoot,
some
I completely
trailers.
forgot. Oh, well, let's do that. No, because
No.
the other trailers were because there were some TV news as well. But no, let's talk about Death Note then. Something that's very controversial. Some people are excited for it. Some people are poo-poo-pooing all over it. So.
That's wow.
That's
Yeah,
an
so-
interesting
Think
way
we're
to
gonna
say
go there
that.
tonight.
I want to start with this one.
It's like your brain just like glitched out.
On my Android. What was I gonna say? I'll start with this one. Never watched the anime. We've talked about this before. I probably won't before, just because someone told me I should, but at the same time, I'd rather watch it and not know, so then I can have like I can be that. I like being the mainstream person. I don't get to be most of the time, so I like this time to be like, yeah, I know nothing. Is that right?
I'll be the other side because I've read the manga and watched the anime. So
I'll be like in the middle because I've watched the anime. That's it.
So we'll have to review it then.
Yeah.
I don't have an interesting perspective. I'm sorry, guys. I'll read the screenplay or something.
There you go.
So
I won't watch it. That'll be my opinion.
Yes.
when the teaser came out months ago, I liked that. I like this trailer too. The only I think con I have is some of the acting looks a little meh. Looks a little.
Cheese
on my knees.
Yeah, kind of. So I don't know about on the knees. I've never had cheese there.
Just some
But,
cheese.
Really?
but yeah, I honestly like. I like the what the fuck is it? I almost called it like gimmick, but I like the storyline of it.
Oh.
I like that of like obviously. I guess I'm trying to phrase it in a way that everyone knows the storyline. I did not, honestly, until I saw the teaser of the thing. I'm not in the man anime. I don't look into it, so I was like, oh, this
Did you
seems like
say man anime?
anime. No, I did not say man anime. That's Jack
You
Black.
said you said a word with anime and then you follow it with anime.
That's what Jack Black and
It's a new subcategory.
man anime. That's what Jack
No
Black and
girls
John
allowed.
Johnson. They're gonna be in it, So no, I think that this is the word I was looking for. The concept is very cool. I'm excited to see how it goes. I like that it's a movie, so it's gonna be a nice, easy watch. There's a lot of TV shows out right now. I know
Yep. There always is.
Well, I just mean the ones that I'm watching personally that I'm behind on. I know nothing about the character. I love Willem Dafoe. He gets me more excited because his narration is great. He's probably one of the best actors in the world. Very underrated. So yeah, I will be watching it the day it comes out. I don't know if I'll be here for the review because like I said, I'll be a little busy. But if you guys review it,
wasn't it?
August 25th. Yeah, but if you guys review
Your
it,
kid
I'll
will be
be.
self-sufficient by then.
Sorry, I gotta go review. This kid's crying. No, Death Note's calling me.
Wow.
Peace.
We'll have gone down the drain by then. We'll be off air.
I'll come
It won't
back.
last longer than it
I'll
should
come
be.
back. It'll be like in Days of Future Past, Wolverine like goes to the X Mansion years later. And
Yeah.
Xavier's this will be you. Like he's a drunk and he's like all out of work.
Oh,
the,
cool.
The whole place is like cobwebs and everything. Taylor's dead in a corner somewhere.
Just dead. Just dead.
Like I imagine when I walk.
Jessica will actually be a ghost.
When I actually want to know when I walk into this room, Dylan will be looking like Luke at the end of Force Awakens, just solemn look and like a big beard. Like what I'll be holding up, and I'll hold up the microphone to give to you. Oh man. Anyways, I'm excited for Death Note. I know nothing about it, but I'm interested to see what it is. So yay! And Adam Wingard is a great director.
Wingard.
Never heard of him.
He did the He did the Blair Witch remake.
Was that any good?
What? I actually think it's better than the original.
The original's not that good.
No. But
Not in 2017.
I can't remember,
sir.
but he did another really good horror movie. I'll look it up while everyone's talking. But he did another good one. So he has experience in the horror thriller genre.
How long is the anime? Is it just one season?
Yeah,
Right.
arc.
I've learned never to question anime seasons and episodes. They just kind of exist in this, like, they're like amoebas. They just kind of always shift and shape, like, you can never get a handle on
Well,
what they're...
You're not wrong.
Season is a universal enough word that I can say that and you guys know what I mean. You don't.
We were able to answer.
You can be maybe a little
Yeah.
salty that I didn't call it like a whatever it's actually called, but
Other seasons.
yeah, see.
Yeah, you
it's
can
fine.
just say it's one season.
Anyway,
There's animes with like 40 episodes in a season.
So the director of this, Adam Wingard, he's directing Godzilla vs. Kong, which I was announced a few weeks ago. He did The Guest, which is phenomenal. You guys know who Dan Stevens is now, but you should watch it. That was Dan Stevens' best role.
Is it,
Wait,
sorry,
the guest or the gift?
The Guest.
Oh,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. He did VHS, which is a very cult horror, and you're
I thought you
next.
meant like you did a movie that went straight to VHS. Wow.
No.
That's not-
2017.
That's not good.
And
I don't know
you're-
what to think of that.
And Your Next was like a very kind of smart parody on the horror genre. So he's a very talented guy.
Cool.
Good for him.
As for the show Death Note,
Mm-hmm.
it's I've always wanted to
Wait, the
check
show
it
or
out.
film?
The show.
Okay.
I've always wanted to check it out, but I just never got around to it. Maybe I will before the movie. Either way, the movie easily digestible. I can watch that in one sitting, whereas an anime...
Much like an easily digestible
meal?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you trying to infomercial us on something?
I do that every once in a while where I try to say a joke and no one laughs and it's just really awkward.
I also paused because I was searching for the word because I lost it.
Meal.
I feel like we're losing a lot of words today. Man, we're rusty. God.
Yeah.
The trailer, it was okay. I don't know what I think of the look of the Groot's cousin / Edward Scissorhands enemy guy, whatever his name is.
He's not the bad guy, apparently.
Right, the Shinigami?
Apparently.
The death god?
The guy with the spikes.
Yeah.
Porcupine Man.
What's his actual name?
Ryuk. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I love the look, but it doesn't really matter. I don't know. It looks okay. I mean, I'll watch it because I can. It's on Netflix and it's a movie, so I can watch it easily.
Free movie.
I wouldn't say I'm excited for it. That's all I have to say.
No, thanks. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Now, what do you think?
Look
at that transition.
My opinion, alright.
Travis is like, it's gonna be a shit show.
I'm actually really
back.
I am actually very excited for this. I like that they took the core concept and they're doing their own thing with it, and rather than just trying to
Don't mock the man while he's trying to explain.
Core concept, dude.
Is that wrong? It's a
manufacturing line.
Yeah.
Just make
For
it
our YouTube viewers, really, people in live chat, let us know, do you like hand visual aids?
This is making a meal, chopped broccoli.
At first, I thought they said a meme. I'm like, what? Making a
That's
meme.
how you
We're going back to the meals.
Yeah, you're not digestible.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think it'll be good. I think it's gonna get a lot of hate no matter what, because anything that
Everything gets hate.
is
Anime.
anime and
We've
is brought
talked
into
about
movies,
this, yeah.
it's a lot of hate. But I think it's gonna be really good. I don't know what else to say. Ryuk looks really great. I love the voice. I think it fits really well. I think L looks really good. And I think everything just looks great. I'm excited for it. It could be awful and terrible, but I'm okay with that.
That'll be a great review.
Yeah, exactly. I'm glad they're not just trying to take the original and recreate it. The original.
Marley says, I love them. They are great. So keep the visual. And Marley also chimed in. 37 episodes long, 2 seasons. Season 1 is 25 episodes.
Thank you.
So it's 1 arc, 2 seasons. There you go. Thanks, Marley.
Our designated fact checker.
I would argue 2 arcs actually.
But look at the. Okay, hang on a second.
You're really heated.
Yeah, fucking the first season's 25 episodes, so that means what? The second season's 12 episodes. Who the fuck's proportioning? I know that's. I mean, you never understand this. It's fucking more.
Isn't Heroes season 1 24 episodes? Season 2 is 6 or something.
Writer strike, different. Anime.
Okay.
They're choosing to do
Anime is generally what season lasts 12 episodes, but sometimes the one arc will continue for 2 seasons, which will be 24, 25 episodes. And so the first arc would have been 25 episodes, and then the second arc would have been 12 episodes.
I feel like Taylor should write
on
anime.
the manga and stuff too, because a lot of the times they'll try and follow that. So the same Attack on Titan just came out. The first season was 25, and this one was only 12.
Yeah.
And then the third one is coming out. Isn't it next
year?
year?
It's next year. It'll probably be 12 again.
Super strange.
I would say
And
podcast listeners tune to the YouTube because Tyler's videos are just so good. Like, here's a season. Move it over there and get the new season.
I'm just working an assembly line.
You actually are. Just your manime assembly line.
Manime.
Yeah, overall I'm excited.
It's really hot in this room.
Wolfenstein. Yeah, it
probably watch it as soon as it gets released or whatever, and then review it with you guys. It'll be a fun time. Yeah. Overall, props to Netflix. Keep it up.
I don't know if it's good.
Comes out on Friday.
I know, but I'm glad they're doing this.
Yeah. It's smart. They're gonna make lots of people. This is gonna get so much views. They're so like I said, everyone's talking about this online. Whether people are for it or people really hate it.
I don't understand how they make more money because doesn't everyone already have Netflix?
But people subscribe, and people if you get.
But everyone's already subscribed.
It keeps people.
No, but people could subscribe to watch this. Let's say no anime fans. They're like, oh, I watch this anime my whole life, and they're like, we're making Death Note. Like, oh, I want to see how that's gonna pan out, right? So. I think you can get more, and plus if that show does good ratings, that brings in more money. If we've learned with Iron Fist, controversy creates cash.
Iron Fist. Jessica.
I thought you were gonna add one of it, just Iron Fist.
No,
like an old flame.
No, I'm cutting Iron Fist season.
It's going over here.
Put it over.
Yeah! Where do we put Death Note, guys? Where do we put Death
Note's up here.
Bring that back.
Dust it off a little bit, send it over to Jessica.
So, I think Tyler brought up a good point that it's good that they're doing their own thing, because it definitely changes it from being, like, whitewashed to being an American Death Note, because I know a lot of people had a problem calling it a whitewash, but it looks like they are trying to just do an American version, not, a remake in America. I didn't like Ryuk's voice. I thought, like, what's Iris Elba or whatever?
Idris Elba?
The, like, deep voice.
Yeah, Shah Khan.
Yeah, I thought that would have been a better voice. I found it was not...
Does he have a deeper voice in the anime? Because I'm not going to listen to it.
I can't
on
remember,
purpose.
honestly. Like, I can't remember if it's deeper or if it's a little bit... higher, I guess. I don't know.
Those are the two options.
The left or the right?
I don't know. Maybe I'm remembering it wrong, but either way, when he first started talking, I was like, whoa, like, I didn't think that it fit at all. So, it seems I'm the lone star on this one, but I don't know. Maybe I'll go back and rewatch it and see what it
It's the
actually
sound of a
sounded
weird
like.
American as opposed to a cool Japanese guy.
I am also interested to see kind of what happens with Elle, because I didn't realize it was Elle until the scene where they're in the cafe. So, like, when he's talking to the town and everything like that.
Actually, yeah, no, that's a good point.
Yeah, so, there wasn't really any, like, because he didn't wear, like, the hood and the mask and stuff in the beginning, right? Yeah,
he never did.
Yeah, so they are doing these different takes on it, so it'll be interesting to see. Same with Misa. She's...
Looks very different.
Yeah.
Her character looks a lot different. Like, even just the character itself.
So,
it looks like it's going to play out differently.
It's they just took the skeleton of the show and are just kind of building off of that.
Like, there's a book, it kills people, there's this guy who has it, and there's the death god and the elf dude, and then they're doing everything else.
Yeah, it seems, even the intro is different from the anime, so, I think it'll be good in its own way. If you can go into it not comparing it to that, I think it'll be a good movie.
Yeah, I think the problem is too many people obviously will compare it. Same thing
but
if you
that's
remake
going to
something,
happen with any remake ever.
Yeah,
So.
but I think you guys may I think you guys make a good point. I've never seen it, but I think it's smart of them to go a different route. Like, I still haven't seen, like, Beauty and the Beast, but, I think things like that, when it's like, oh, we'll add a song, do this, do that. It's like, doesn't always pan out, but you gotta take that risk, because if you just remake the same thing, I don't know, it can just lead to very minor mediocre results, and it's a fart in the wind, and no one talks about it ever again. So.
And as I feel like we mentioned before, like, to all the haters, it's just like, if you don't like it, there's still the original. You can just turn around, And
you're gonna watch it. You're gonna watch it. I saw that ran the GeekVerse one. So many people complain about Iron Fist, and then when Iron Fist came out, they're fucking watching it. They're just like, oh, I didn't like this episode, but it's like, you're fucking watching it. I don't understand. If you don't,
are watching it so they can validate their opinion.
Or I just feel like they just watching it so they can just be like, yeah, I watched it.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
Like,
the company who made it is just like, hey, people watch it.
Can you really validate their opinion, though, when they're like, hey, I'm not going to watch this show. This looks so terrible. And then when they watch it, I feel like they're
I'm not saying their opinion is valid, but they're validating their own personal opinion.
Oh, Taylor's here?
Copyright! Oh, no!
It's the English voice, so I can't even compare it.
Well, anyways.
I was trying to...
Have you watched subbed and dubbed?
Subbed and dubbed?
No, I didn't watch the dub, just sub.
Great sub shot.
I watched dubbed, I think.
Oh.
I try and avoid it if I can. So.
Well, you know what I'm not going to be avoiding this October? Cult of Chucky. Another great iteration, another great sequel to a franchise. I'll start with Tyler. We'll move around. Tyler, you have any experience with the Chucky Child's Play franchise? Nope. Did this want to make you have any experience with the Chucky Child's Play franchise?
Yeah. My opinion hasn't changed.
All right.
I had no opinion. There's still no opinion. It looks stupid.
Mm-hmm.
But if you guys are going to watch it, I'll watch it and laugh at it.
I'm pretty sure, as Taylor said, I'm pretty sure it is straight to DVD.
Is it even trying to be a horror at this point?
No, not at all.
Okay, yeah.
No, they've embraced the cheesiness. I was telling Jessica before cast, the first three were very, like, actual scary horror. Like, this kid is adults, come alive, killing people. It was like, the first few were actually really scary. And then it got to a point where it just started getting, like, cheesier, and then they just ran with it. There's been Bride of Chucky, he got married. There's Seed of Chucky, where he had a kid that was a doll. So, like, they've just, like, they went balls to the wall and they're making these.
Because like
Chuck E.
the
Cheese, you
scary
could say.
part is the fact that like is not knowing what's going on really, and like I feel like just showing the doll moving around all that just so blatantly is like,
Well, you
oh,
already
it's
know,
just like some
right?
Yeah, that's been
murderer
6
that's really
At this
doll
point, it's
in plastic.
2017. You already know what Chucky's up to.
There is a twist though this time. There's 2 of them this time, so that's
Dun, dun,
twist.
But is one real and one's not real?
I
or-
think the reason, if you look at the title, I can't believe we were talking death about this. If you look at the title, Cult of Chucky, I think there's going to be followers of Chucky that are making themselves go into other dolls. So to give you a quick rundown.
so people can get turned into dolls.
So, so what happened was the original killer, he knew a little like voodoo magic. He's like he's like a criminal. He's like robber, stuff like that. He robs some stuff. He goes in the toy store. These cops are getting him. They're gunning him down. He gets shot. He has no way out. He does a curse that puts his soul into this doll so he can come back alive in the doll. And then if he eventually finds a conduit that he could go into their body. So that was his idea. So every movie has been about him. Most movies have been about him trying to get back into a body or something
But
like
he ends
that.
up just killing them.
Or they get in the way, or they kill him. Like he doesn't need if he needs to pick someone that's pure. Usually it's like a child or something. It's not happening anymore. There's one arc where he's just decided he's just gonna be a doll now. So it's very
So
strange.
is this following the storyline in any way? Or?
It is because that main guy played Andy. He played a 10-year-old boy in the 80s. So he's all the way back. It's like
I
a
think he
Force
said when he
Awakens
was
thing.
6 years old, actually.
Oh, sorry.
From the looks of it, looks like they're bringing back people from the other Chucky movies, and they're all getting together.
I think there's only
the best of.
I think there's only 2 they've brought back.
Okay.
The rest are kind of meh. But yeah,
Everyone
so
else is dead.
people can go into dolls. So I think Chucky's gonna have a following, and they're gonna choose to go in the doll to like follow Chucky.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like
I
that
don't
woman
understand.
who
It's like a
breastfeeds
doll.
Chucky.
Yeah.
Or something. But like, how does it have string?
Because he can't die because he's a doll.
Well, he's plastic, so very
Smash it
flexible.
with a hammer? I don't know.
He's quick. Didn't you see him in that trailer moving around?
It was
How does
cool
a doll
though.
move
There's
that
snow. I mean,
See,
plastic.
he's no
cracks,
real
so
doll.
it's cool.
I'm not gonna answer these questions because you should just go watch the
All
movies
right,
and you'll learn.
I'll watch
Dolls
this
are very
one.
flexible. They can dodge any hit.
I actually think a few of them are on Netflix right now, and you could honestly jump in at 4 or 5.
Oh. How many is there? Sorry.
I think there's
Whoa.
6 to 7.
Oh wow.
1, 2, 3. I just can't remember if there's one in between 3 and 4.
It just won't die.
Comparing this to the Friday the 13th, how many of those are there?
13.
There's 12.
Uh,
The next one
They
will be
did,
13.
yeah, they got to 13.
Yeah, they're trying to, but it's in development hell. So there's this
Awesome.
weird thing. This is a sidetrack thing. Okay, this is super weird. Apparently, there's this legal dispute where 2 guys are fighting over like the company and the guy that made the idea. There's this dispute that might end in the company can make a movie with the title Friday the 13th, and then this other guy can make a movie with Jason, but he can't call it Friday the 13th. Super fucking weird.
And the
and
company,
can the
what
company
company
use
with the name?
Jason's?
I think so, but I think the loophole with them is that they can't release a movie in North America.
You should call it Thursday the 12th. and
Seems
then
like everyone loses.
a one-day prequel.
Yeah,
They
oh,
could get
yeah.
right to
No one
Friday.
wins in that situation.
No.
Why don't they come to an agreement where he just gets like royalties or
Money.
something?
It's probably one wants creative control, one doesn't. But yeah, I just want to shut that out there because that's one of the weirdest things I've ever heard. So there could be a Friday the 13th Jason movie released in France that we have to like pirate and like, yeah. So
Don't pirate movies, kids. It's
Dylan,
illegal.
we might have no choice. Dylan, do you have any experience with Child's Play or Chucky?
Child's Play, you know, I as a child.
God.
I played a lot.
I think
We're
when
gonna
I
set
was,
you up for that one.
I don't remember like when did the first one come out, like
like
roughly.
81. I'll take
Oh,
a
okay.
look.
Well,
but,
anyway,
like,
I wasn't on.
When I was a young boy, I was like, this looks scary. And I was like, stupid. I never watched it. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It looks so bad that
so we can just watch it at home.
and Taylor will probably get the steel
Still
bonus edition,
the plastic book.
and then I'll watch it. Yeah, no, I'm actually like
I'm
that
down to do
trailer.
a review.
That
Child's
trailer
Play
got
night-
me kind of hyped because it just looked so bad, but like just really over the top stupid, and it just looked like so much fun to talk about. You know,
Even
when
the
we,
dog.
like when we saw Kong and like Tom Hiddleston had that gas mask on and he was slashing bats, and like we
Like,
watched Sandy
there's just
Wexler
gonna be a
this
lot of
year
scenes like
and
that.
he destroyed a raccoon with a baseball bat. Like this movie, I feel like is gonna bring up another one like these types of scenes.
I feel like it's gonna have a lot of memorable scenes that we can just
Memorable?
talk about.
We
Memorable,
fucking
it's
suck
not the
today.
same. Fuck you.
Yeah, you know when you screw up, we're gonna be over you on white on rice over there. You've called all 3 of us out. Just wait.
Well,
we're
he
gonna
did that on
get you.
purpose though.
Did he?
It's like how he says inventory instead of inventory.
It doesn't matter to me. I say stuff like that.
Wow.
Whoa, what is
Definitely
that?
me.
Oh,
Travis.
that's not my
Oh my
phone.
God.
Oh my god.
Oh god, that's never happened before.
Twice on cast. Anyways, it came out in 1988, the original one.
88, good year.
I feel like
Was it?
you should get.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what other movies come out here, Dylan?
Friday 13th, the second one.
No.
Fourth one.
I don't know.
Seventh one. I don't know. Something came out. I don't know.
Of course.
I was busy that day.
I feel like we should review it with Kyle's not telling
I don't think that movie's gonna scare him. It does not look
No,
scary
see,
at
but
all.
that's the thing. You don't tell him it's a parody, and then you watch him get all freaked out.
Chucky
Like,
is somewhat clown-like. That's all it takes for Kyle.
Okay, so here's a fun thing, just because this cast is off the rails already. Best movies in 1988. Rain Man, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Die Hard,
Oh.
Big, A Fish Called Wanda,
oh,
Beetlejuice,
Beetlejuice, nice.
I
Beetlejuice,
hear Die Hard's a good movie.
Durham, Coming to America, Midnight Run, Naked Gun, great movie.
That rhymes.
Heather's Unbearable,
That's
They
right.
Live, Dangerous of the Grave of the
Why is that
Fireflies,
right anymore?
My Neighbor
Stop.
Totoro.
Did
What?
they live, like, was that in all caps with an exclamation mark, or were you just adding emphasis to it? On your
On
own?
what? Which one? The
They live.
Oh
You
no,
know,
I'm just love
just
They
added
Live.
a
It stars a
lot of
wrestler, that's why. It was really
Oh,
popular.
okay.
Twins, Child's Play. Oh, good. It's on the best stuff. You.
Yeah, on like the third page.
Nightmare on Elm Street 4.
Rambo
So-
3.
Yeah, Rambo 3, The
It's actually
Deadpool,
pronounced Rambo.
Bloodsport. Oh, Dylan, Friday the 13th. Part 7. That was a good year for horror. There was a Chucky movie, a Friday the 13th movie, and a Freddy Krueger movie. Great year for horror.
Year.
We're going to do a 1998
Yeah.
retrospective next year. I also forgot to announce me.
We're actually not going to do that.
No.
Actually,
Actually,
don't get your hopes up.
Top 15 films in 1988.
in housekeeping, I also forgot to...
Chucky doesn't make it.
I forgot to note me and Taylor have a new show coming out next week, so check that out. We'll announce it soon. So I forgot to throw in housekeeping, so
Okay.
yeah. Anyways. Jessica, what do you think about
Oh, we're gonna manage to go back to Chucky
Cult
after
of
that.
Chucky? Oh yeah. We're not done with it by a long shot.
I think it looks amazingly terrible.
Mm.
You know, it's at the point where it's just able to make fun of itself, which is always a good point.
Is it?
You
I
know,
think
I feel like you can end something when it's still good, and then that's your legacy, and not like, hey, we're still going, and we hate ourselves, but we're doing it for the money. I don't know.
You know, but
sides of the
I
coin,
think they're so far gone now that why stop, right?
That's true.
Yeah,
I
at
think
this
it's got
point,
to the
there's
point
no-
where they unintentionally made it bad, and they had no way of like keeping that legacy of it being good,
Yeah.
so they decided to go with it.
They can't pull the Logan, you know? They
Yeah.
can't pull Chucky's last
Maybe one
venture.
day.
Someone make that put hurt on that trailer and see how good it looks. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. This weekend I think I'll do it.
Oh,
You,
sure.
you guys are right. Maybe one day the new Chucky movie will be the greatest movie of all time. And who am I to say that it won't happen, right? It might happen.
Yeah, I'm excited for this movie. I'm down to review it. I think it'll be great.
Yeah, once Taylor buys the steel case, then we'll all get
Actually,
together.
I'm pretty comfortable saying that the new Chucky will never be the greatest movie of all time.
I'm saying
I'm-
one day. I'm saying like any of the new Chuckies.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty comfortable saying that.
Okay. I'm not gonna bet on it.
Yeah.
So I'm not that confident.
I
but-
could you would say greatest movie of
but,
the
like,
year.
who am I to say? No, I said of all time.
No, that's where I draw the line. And go.
You go on IMDb top movies.
I don't. Yeah, I don't think it's
It's
past
a
The
horror
Godfather, right? I think this is tall
Uh.
hill to climb. That's not a pun on him being a doll or anything.
I don't even think it's a hill at that point.
No, it's just
It's like
it's a
the-
mountain.
It's like a sheer cliff in Jupiter or something.
That you can't climb.
You know?
It's an invisible wall.
It's made of
Yeah.
gases.
Alright, what's the next movie? There was one more. Was there not?
No, it was a TV. We're
Ah,
gonna get in that
shit.
second. Me and Jessica might be the only ones to talk about this. They announced.
Oh, actually, there is a movie that we haven't talked about, which is the Murder on the Orient Express, which that might not be the actual title. What's it
it
called?
is. Yeah, sure.
Ah.
Talk about it. Yeah.
I saw that title in like some other clip.
I don't know. I saw a trailer for it at some movie, and I
That's
think
the
it
last
just
movie we saw.
Mummy.
That's
Was
where it
Mummy?
was. Yeah, it was at the Mummy. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It just looks like a fun murder mystery, like classic movie. I'm
I
excited
like
for
those.
it.
I would watch
It comes out in fall or something.
Yeah, I'm very excited. Kenneth
I
Branagh.
don't have much to say.
You're
about
you're
it.
really selling me on this.
I wanted to-
Here, let me swoop
There's
in.
a lot of good actors and actresses that I can't remember.
He had
the
to
name of.
thwart Travis in some way.
Yeah, Kenneth Branagh directed the first Thor. He directed a great Hamlet. Sorry, he directed the live action Cinderella. He's a very great talent. It is a remake that's been remade many times. It's pretty much a whodunit. There's a bunch of strange people on a train. One of them ends up murdered, and it's like, who did it? Daisy Ridley, who plays Ray, is in it. Johnny Depp is in it. Judi Dench, White Gold, Michelle Pfeiffer's in it. Josh Gad is in it, so it's a stat cast.
Oh.
The trailer looked kind of funny. Like, they made it kind of seem serious, but then it got really jokey. Like, it was really serious, and then Kenneth Branagh, who's starring and directing in this, he's a great actor, so it'll be fine. It's like, oh, he gives this whole dramatic narrative, and then he's like, but thank God I'm the world's greatest detective, and I can solve this. And it looks really fun. It could be also like a boring movie, but it looks good. I think Johnny Depp's the one that dies really early, because he's in the trailer, and then he's not in anything else, so I think
Kind of like Ryan Reynolds.
What?
In life.
Oh, wow.
Everyone forgot about the movies.
I'm glad I haven't seen that one yet, Tyler. Thanks.
Oh yeah, spoiler. Yikes. Yikes.
Son of a bitch.
I thought we reviewed that one.
Nope.
For some reason.
Anyways,
Me
so
and Connor. Especially against
yeah,
Connor.
I was not Connor.
Yikes.
Anyway, so they announced in October that the newest Saw is still coming out, and it's just called Jigsaw. I don't know, you guys, I think have both said you've not seen any Saws?
I finally watched the first one.
Right,
Oh.
and you didn't like
You
it.
didn't like it?
I thought it was okay. Like, it wasn't anything special. It wasn't bad. It was just like,
One of the greatest twists of all time.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
amazing.
The first one?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
When he like gets up off the
Oh,
floor. and-
no, my God, you and Tyler the worst, come on!
Spoilers.
Sorry. Okay, but you know what? It's
I'll
been
probably watch it in
okay,
like
you know
a
what?
year or something. That will mean nothing to me.
You know,
I hope that happens with life.
Are they on Netflix?
It's been out for so long that, you know, it's not like Life that just came out, you know?
That's fair.
Yeah, but you're never gonna see Life.
Like,
I
you know,
saw-
like
I
a
saw
month
Life in
ago.
You're
theaters.
never gonna see
I
Life.
saw Life in theaters.
Oh yeah, you didn't like it.
Oh, so all of you seen it except for me? Wow.
At that
Oh.
point, I think it's your fault.
Ryan Reynolds dies.
Yeah.
We said it.
Anyone seen Lord of the Rings? That's a great.
Anyone seen The Hobbit? Not so
No.
much.
I haven't actually.
So
I'm
Tyler,
going
do you
around
have any experience with Saw? Because I can't tell by your
No.
response. Okay.
I've always been interested, but I've never actually seen
That's
it.
not good enough for the GeekVerse.
Well, you should watch the
Okay.
first one. There's a good twist.
You'll find I've seen
Well,
very
they all
little
twist.
horror movies.
They all have twists, unfortunately, but they kind of get like worse and worse as it
Because
goes
they're
on.
not really twists.
Well, yeah, because you're expecting it, but it's still at the same point. If you were watching a Saw movie and there wasn't a twist, you'd kind of be a little salty. So you kind of do it to yourself, you know? You're like,
But maybe that's the twist.
that's true. You should watch
Everything's
it.
right in front of you the whole time.
Yeah, there's 7 of them. So
I'll watch
yeah.
one.
Yeah, watch one and then
Was it the second one, the one where they're trapped in the house?
yes.
Oh, that one's my
That's
favorite.
your favorite one?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Original's still my favorite. So, what do you think about this title of them calling it Jigsaw? Because they've been very strange. Like, it's not a reboot, and they say it's a continuation, but they haven't said who's taking, who's up next.
The other Saw movies have just been like 1, 2, 3, 4, like for the titles, right?
Well, the last one was the final chapter.
Maybe it's the second chapter.
But technically, they're right,
It's
right?
season 2.
Technically, they're right because it's Saw the final chapter. This is Jigsaw, so they don't know. Like that's probably why it's
It's
called
a
Jigsaw. Just like
different
well.
Spin-off.
Yeah, and they did their big gimmick was they did Roman numerals for their titles instead of numbers, and in their titles it would always be like Saw like 4, and it would be like showing people and discussing situations that would make the shape of a 4, the Roman numeral 4. So they actually have some very creative posters, very creative traps.
Stole it from the Romans.
Do you think this is going to be 5 is your favorite? 5 is your favorite, Marley? Oh my God, that's a whole nother debate. 5, when the movies are completely disjointed, have nothing to
sorry.
do with each other. 7, the final chapter is fucking awful. Oh, let's have a fucking therapy session with everyone surviving. They bring back 2 people. It's awful. And
Very small
5's not the
therapy
worst
session.
one. The only thing is, tell me how you feel. Hoffman is a fucking G, right? Hoffman is one of the best characters ever. So that's why I do love. I still have a soft spot for 5. I jumped on you. 5 is a great half a movie, but Hoffman, legit, tell me how you feel about Hoffman. How do you feel about Jigsaw? Because I don't know what to think about this.
I'm still saying 2 is the best. I just throwing that out.
Okay,
there.
but what do you think about this new movie coming out in October? We have not gotten a trailer yet either.
I'll see it
Mhm.
just because I've seen everyone. It's one of those things where I'm so invested now that it's like you would like Child's Play. You're gonna see it because you're
Yeah.
so invested.
Yeah.
So or Cult of Chucky, not
Yeah.
Child's Play.
Yeah.
So
Oh, Marley hadn't seen 7, so
yeah.
7 is bad. But you have to. It's the final chapter. Like, you have to see
Well,
it.
is it really the final
No,
chapter?
you have to see it because it'll lead into this one.
Well, what a big fuck you, you know? Like, think about that. Like, the worst movie of the franchise is, like, the second most important one, where they, like, tie everything all together. So it's, like, it's the worst, like, it's like they did that on purpose.
Do you think there's like
What's that?
a viewing order you could watch them out of order and it would be like
Machete
a mind
order?
fuck? Yeah.
Well, the weird thing is, there's a lot of flashbacks and all, so if you don't like flashbacks, it's not for you. Sometimes half the movie is a flashback.
Oh,
so I
nice.
think there's a machete order that you could go and watch the movies in order, like all the flashbacks. Like, I think someone's done that.
If
I
you
would
cut it?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be...
So you remember the twist in 4? I won't reveal, but the twist in 4 about when the movie takes place? It doesn't spoil it, but...
I'm sure I remember.
Okay.
Not specifically.
So the little film nerd of me back in the time, okay, sorry, I'm gonna spoil this. You're never gonna see it. You spoiled life for me, so I owe you one.
Yeah.
So Saw 3 happened. The big twist in Saw 4 was it was happening at the exact same time as Saw 3. Remember? Because the character bumps into Saw 3, and you're like, "What the fuck's going on?" That was a big twist. As a little film nerd, at one point, I have an edited version on a computer somewhere where I edited all together 3 and 4 like in order so it would all fit. So I was pretty proud of myself. I love the Saw movies.
Nice.
But that's lost somewhere in time.
Is that
I know. I think it's on a computer somewhere.
You should sell it.
But that's illegal.
You should send it to me.
I try. I think it's in Vancouver, so one day I'll try to find it. But yeah, I don't know why they're calling it Jigsaw. It's strange because of like where Jigsaw is in the continuity. So I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do with this. I hope Dr. Gordon comes back.
Didn't Jigsaw not live?
Yeah, well, it's not much of a...
Oh, wow.
Well,
I'm assuming Jigsaw is multiple people.
kind of, yes.
Yeah.
It's a gray area. We'll say that. And like, the thing is, okay, the last one leaves it was the final chapter, but left it open. But the thing is, they haven't said that they're following that storyline because it was bad, I think. So I don't know. I really don't know what to think. I need a trailer. I really need a trailer.
It's their way of saving face after naming the last one the final chapter.
I think so, because for a while they had a few bad movies, and then 6 came out, and that was one of everyone's like underdog favorites, and then 7 came out, and then so
Disappointed again.
as long as they bring back Dr. Gordon, because Dr. Gordon was...
How long are these films?
They're actually pretty short. They're probably like an hour and a half, most of them.
Yeah.
Like I think the first one is 2 hours.
The first one's
I
fairly...
feel like I
Yeah.
wanna watch
Plus it's
all
in
of
one
them.
room, so it feels a lot
Yeah,
longer.
the first one's definitely different than the rest of the series. So...
How can 5 still be your favorite, Marley, out of all of them? I don't
I'm just gonna...
Maybe they've only seen...
Okay,
No, they've seen 1 to 6.
Ah, shit.
Okay, just because I have, like, remember watching, I saw 2 in theaters, when she gets thrown into the needle pit, oh my god, I was like my whole body just,
To set this
beautiful.
up, there's a key in a needle pit, and she has to dig through the needles to find them.
No, but she doesn't want to go in.
Well, I didn't want to spoil that part. Tyler's gonna watch them tonight. So.
Are you actually gonna watch them?
Not tonight. Maybe I'll watch the first one.
Well,
I feel like spoilers don't really matter that much for this series.
No,
they
well, some stuff they do. 'cause
Yeah.
the
I don't
main
think
stuff-
what I was gonna say was a spoiler.
Okay, fair enough.
Person getting thrown in a needle pit?
Yeah, he literally, like, picks her up and he's like, get the... whatever
Get
it
the
was.
key.
Yeah, and she throws her...
Get the
Because
Now,
you
were they clean needles?
We don't know.
No, they were definitely dirty because she was a
Oh,
drug
they
addict.
were nasty.
Yeah, and then there was some blood on them. So.
There's
Yeah.
some dirt on there.
She was a drug addict, so her like thing was
They're
dirty
all the needles that have piled up from her use.
Well, I
They're
don't
all
know if he
her
say.
old
I don't know if he
needles.
could save those all. That'd be pretty tricky.
That would be it'd be impressive
Yeah,
though.
but it's been done before.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah.
Cult of Chucky. Just wait. Yeah, Hoffman is really badass. Yeah,
Hoffman.
Yeah, Hoffman's great.
Hoffman.
Great
So
character.
we'll
Hoffman.
we'll be up on the up and up when that trailer comes out. I'm getting a little nervous because they've not talking about that much, and there's no trailer, and it comes out October. For me, that like gets me really concerned about what's gonna happen. So I'll be there opening night. I'm down to
Opening
review.
night?
Oh, for
Wow.
sure. I saw that was my like. I saw them all in theaters.
I feel like I have to rewatch them all just to like remember
Yeah.
what's
Count me
going
in. I want
down.
to watch them.
I'll rewatch them with you.
Maybe we'll do.
You know,
Maybe we'll do a
Okay.
Saw retrospective.
Oh, we should. I want to do a Saw retrospective.
Okay, well,
You can do it.
We just
No one's stopping you.
we just booked it.
Next week. After,
Not
after
next.
after this, we're gonna watch all of them.
Maybe yeah. Let's see. I have no like news for movies anymore. Does anyone have any movie news? Like we'll get into TV in a second, but movie news.
TV it up. I'm ready.
Anything?
Yeah.
I think we can move on.
I want to shout out. I saw Captain Underpants. I was very happy. I liked it a lot.
It was good.
Yeah.
Oh, that came out?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
It's
shit.
been up for a
No,
while
he
now.
just
Yeah, exclusive
Free
copy.
screening.
Yeah, like I wasn't
He read the
expecting.
book and he's like, yeah, I saw it.
There is a book.
They have those flippy things, right?
They do that in the movie. It's so fucking
really?
sick. Yeah, there's a page where it's like,
It's so fucking
it
sick.
is like you can tell. No, you can tell the people that made the movie really cared about, it, and that's why. Like, is it like the greatest movie of the year?
Yeah.
No, but it's. Is it better than Logan? Of course it is. But the fact.
Why would you ask that?
Yeah. The fact is, like, I wasn't with like low expectations. I saw it. Luckily, me and Emily saw it on a Wednesday night. We were the only people in the theater, so it was great. We could talk and laugh. And yeah, I really liked it. I'd love to see more. It actually made more money than was expected, so I'm really happy for it. And I suggest you go see it. It was a fun time. My only con was I think there was maybe a little too much of the kids. I want a bit more of Captain Underpants.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my thing. I want more of the main guy. You know, like I
More the
paid to
pants.
see Captain Underpants. That's what I want to see. You know, so
This is an animated film, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I wish it was fun
Wow.
live action.
Wow.
Kevin Hart running around as a child.
Yeah, and if Chris Farley was still alive, he'd be born to play that role. So, I completely forgot one thing I was going to ask you guys. Yeah, and yes, really, it is good, Captain Underpants. Spider-Man comes out next week. We do this
Yes.
all the time. Some box office predictions, something I love. Finally, after many years, I got right with Wonder Woman. It made $102 million. I guess 92. I listened back. I was on.
You were the closest, like.
I was the closest.
But
They
not
went
without-
115.
No, without going over?
Yeah, 92. So,
Okay.
luckily, I was in the clear.
What was my guess?
I think you're somewhere in the 80s.
What
Or like
was
80s
mine?
something.
What was I thinking?
You most of you were
I think
more
I
near
get-
60 and 70s because it was like 60 to 100 million the projection.
Oh.
So
Okay.
yeah. Or you can go listen back to it, folks. So Spider-Man coming out next week.
Spider-Man.
Projections is 90 to 100 million.
Oh, easy.
Oh, yeah. Wait.
Easy.
Well, this is a lot of nitpicking. So, what are you guys?
115.
And then I have a couple.
115 final.
Okay, I have a couple other questions to ask you guys about Spider-Man because we haven't talked about Spider-Man.
116.
Oh wow. Okay.
Okay.
140.
Oh, 140.
Holy shit.
No, okay.
Not actually.
Okay, what do you think?
I'm gonna go with 120.
This is no joke. You
Oh,
actually-
so you're going 120?
Yeah, because I don't want to, like, Price is Right style. I'm not going to be the dick that does the one over, so.
You did.
So you're 115, you're 120,
You already did. Like, the intention was there.
Yeah, fuck it, 140.
140.
140.
Fuck it.
I'll go. I was gonna go somewhere in the middle of you guys, but I don't know if I want to do that.
117.5.
No.
That would do it.
It's
I'll go. I'm gonna go
You
118.
sound like a whale.
I'm going 118. I'm going right in the middle of you guys.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
You guys are lowballing them.
Maybe. So, also I wanted to ask, do you guys know who Zendaya is, the actress who's in here?
She's from Disney Channel.
Yes. I just want to get your last predictions. The web is still buzzing this. Do you think Mary Jane is in this
web.
movie, or do you think she's Mary Jane?
Do you think Mary Jane's in this movie, or do you think she's Mary Jane?
Either one.
What?
What?
I know it phrased it weird. I understand what he's saying.
Yeah.
You understood it?
So do you think she is Mary Jane? The reason I phrase that way is because like I don't think you when I say Zendaya you could.
It's like
picture
two
Zendaya.
questions. Do you think she is Mary Jane?
Mhm.
Yes or no? It doesn't matter. Do you think Mary Jane's in this movie?
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
One of them answers both questions at the
Yes.
same time. If you think Zendaya is Mary Jane, then Mary Jane's also in the movie. So you could answer 2 and 1 if you want. If you don't,
I'm gonna say yes. It was
yes
rumored
or
a
what?
lot.
There's 2 questions.
Both of them. I think.
Okay.
Isn't this the thing that there was a bunch of controversy over before?
Oh yeah. Well, two controversies. Because one, because she's not white, doesn't
Yeah.
matter, and two, the one that I care about is because her hair's not red, and that bugs me more than skin color.
So,
Because her skin color doesn't matter, but the color of her hair.
so don't we know that she's Mary Jane?
No, we don't. She's listed as Michelle.
Michelle.
So people think that could
Was
be
Mary
a code
Jane ever
name.
called Michelle?
No, but they could
Mary
fuck
Jane's
around.
short for Michelle, actually.
Wow.
I've never heard
What are you doing with your shirt?
I don't know.
That's a dress
Covering
now.
up my legs.
I think that Zendaya is not Mary Jane, but Mary Jane is at least referenced in the movie. The name Mary Jane pops up.
My prediction is the whole movie, it's Michelle, and then she's like, oh, but at the end, it's like, oh, but
I'm
like,
actually Mary Jane.
well, not like that. But like, oh, well, like, my
Who's Mary Jane?
I was adopted.
no, like, I go, that's my middle name. My first name's Mary Jane. Like, I think she'll say something like that. So,
Oh.
yeah. This was, the only reason I bring it up, because this was a rumor, like, 6 months ago, and people have been, and they haven't confirmed it. She's not in many trailers, so people are always like, it's the same thing as the Jigsaw thing. It's very It's very sneaky what's going on.
I'm gonna say no to everything.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm gonna go with Travis. I'm gonna go yes.
Okay, so we're
Yes,
50-50. And my last thing, I honestly just want to get last thoughts. What is your guys' excitement level until next week? Because we usually talk about this. We haven't talked about things in a while. Are you excited to see this movie?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
We talk
Oh,
about
yeah.
Spider-Man so much, in at least me and you do, with
Yeah.
retro. And we just watched all the 5 movies recently, so
Mhm.
I am super stoked. I cannot wait.
Yeah.
I'm excited for a new like Avenger film or like a new solo Marvel.
This is a Spider-Man movie.
He's an Avenger. Wow, Dylan is just like on his game tonight with the shots.
I saw something that Tom Holland's not allowed to read the script for.
Infinity War.
Yeah.
Sorry, kid.
He's too young.
Yeah, not legal age yet.
He would text it to his friend.
Yeah, because apparently they said he's only in Avengers Infinity War the same amount of time he was in Civil War. So if you think about how much he was in Civil
That
War.
makes sense, actually.
Yeah, I think in the Avengers 4 he'll have a bit more. And then they also said,
Wait, is that the one after Civil War?
Yeah.
So, like the finish of it.
yeah, because I think he's going to be a new member of the Avengers. I think he's going to take over. Like, he's going to be one of the new core
taking
members.
over
Not
after
maybe not
Captain
taking
America.
over.
GK crew.
But they also said that the very first movie after Avengers 4 is going to be the new Spider-Man. And it takes place mere minutes after Avengers 4.
Wait, isn't this the new Spider-Man?
No, like the sequel to Homecoming.
Yeah, this one's actually in delayed.
So the next Spider-Man.
Yeah, so technically the first movie of Phase 4 is going to be the first Spider-Man movie.
How many phases are there?
There's 3.
And on
Next
the contract, they just have the first 2, right? Right now?
The first,
you just
like,
said
which
phase
one?
4.
which? Hang on. I'll answer you in a second. They have, the contract is 2 Spider-Man movies,
Yeah.
2 Avengers movies, but I think they'll re-sign if this movie does well. And then
That's what I meant.
Phase 4 is going to be the sequel of Spider-Man, so that's going to kick it off. If Infinity War and Avengers 4 is like the end of Phase 1 to 3. And Phase 4 is supposed to be like this new, like, we're starting a new thing, like, these are new people. So, like, people could die.
But do you know how many phases they have planned out?
I think 100. I honestly think they'll be making these movies when we're dead.
Until they stop making money from it.
Yeah, and at this rate, it hasn't. Iron Man
When
is
we're-
10 years old next year. I don't.
I've seen
guessing
everyone
it's
day one. so-
More phases than Valerian's.
planets, 1,000.
Let's not go that far.
The Valerian city.
Well, I
of
mean, when you're
1,000
guessing 140 million, on opening weekend, obviously they're doing okay.
They're doing alright.
I think even then, if it could have the Wonder Woman effect where a lot of people see it, because this is one of the very first movies that my sister said, I need to see this opening one night.
Yeah.
Like, every time she'll be like, oh, I saw this. Like, I talked to her, and I honestly, I refer to them a lot, but I ask my mom and sister a lot when I bump into them. I'm like, hey, what are your friends, like, saying about this? And Wonder Woman was like, oh, yeah, people are excited. Guardians, yeah, people are excited. She said people, like, won't shut up about Spider-Man.
Well, that's-
like, her age. And she's, like,
That's
she's
'cause,
in grade 12.
regardless of anything that Marvel has going on, everyone knows Spider-Man. Everyone
Yeah.
loves Spider-Man.
Mhm. And
That's
then,
like he's like the most iconic. Him and Batman are probably the 2 most
Yeah.
iconic comic characters of all time, right?
and then Michaela's in our group chat. She did back you on what was it, the needle pit being the worst. But there's a conversation going in our live chat that talking about Iron Man. That's another factor if you think about money wise. Throwing in Robert
Right.
Downey in there.
Ooh.
All the moms.
There goes that 140 million.
Yeah, but Tyler could be
Exactly.
right. You never know. Like Wonder Woman, did huge over its expectations. So, I was gonna look at the live group chat. I keep calling it the fucking group chat. I don't know why. Before we go, Michaela, thank
It
you
is
for.
a chat.
It is
And there's a group of
Yeah,
people,
true. Thank you for
You're not wrong,
congratulating
but,
me.
you could be more right.
It's like calling a trailer a commercial, if you would.
Yeah.
Thank you
those
for
things.
Well,
congratulating
not
me.
quite
And as I said earlier, try my best. I'll have there's some good names planned out, so I will give you the name. Maybe it's something to. I'm not gonna say
What are you
that.
talking about?
Names for what?
Someone congratulated me on the baby again.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
you
he hasn't
have
even
to name
told
it
us.
still.
Yeah.
He won't tell us, so if he tells you, I'm gonna be pretty salty.
And no, Marley says they think MJ is the girl they're oogling in the trailer. That is Liz Allen. So
Lizzlin.
that's not who
She's
it
like
is.
the low key, like
She's
not
low-key.
bad, but like I don't know.
I just want Felicia.
She's like the bad girl.
One day. I don't know if she's the bad girl.
She's not like
Why-
a bad person, but she like messes with the thing.
And you did add a connotation to girl
Spidey
that you haven't
goes
to
on.
the other words. You're like bad girl.
Bad girl.
I know. I
Oh yeah.
Don't worry about it.
We're moving into TV news. Talking about TV. What was that trailer we watched?
Inhumans.
Inhumans. So to give you a quick run on down on this, talking about the phases.
Run on down.
When Marvel originally announced all their movie in their phases, this was planned to be a movie, The Inhumans. There were some conversations, some maybe arguments about if it should be a movie, should be a TV show. Obviously, it is a TV show. Like at one point, Vin Diesel was supposed to be in it and stuff like that. So it's gone down to a TV show. Lots of controversy with that and a lot of other stuff around it. Ty, what did you think about this trailer?
Yeah. Yeah, it's alright. I don't know. Honestly, for something Marvel, it didn't catch my attention at all.
Yeah.
And I probably won't watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it like has some big part in the MCU. Which eventually it probably will, and I probably will end up watching it, but...
I don't think it will.
Okay, well then.
No, I think the Netflix has a better chance at playing in the MCU than this do, just because of popularity.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
For myself, I don't know. I don't think I'm super excited just because the only character I know is Lockjaw.
Yeah.
And
To give you a little backstory, some people don't like the Inhumans. I'm kind of on that camp. Because they're kind of a pseudo-mutants. They have their powers from a royal bloodline, but it's the same way mutants have a power, but that's the way Marvel can kind of do mutants without having to do X-Men, because these characters were introduced before the X-Men movies, but it's like, or somewhere in the middle, but they are kind of like pseudo-mutants. They're mutants, but they're not, so that's why they can...
They can't call them mutants.
Yeah, and that's why a lot of people already are kind of poo-pooing on this again, because... They feel Marvel tries to replace X-Men with the Inhumans because, we don't have the right to X-Men. We'll make these cool, like, guys that have come from, like, bloodline, that, like, they're born with these powers. So you have, like, Medusa, who you saw her hair, she can control it, and she's, like, can do telekinesis, she can fight people with it.
That's cool.
Black Bolt, he could destroy an entire city if he opened his mouth. So that's why...
Did, right?
What?
The king guy?
Yeah, the king. So that's why when he's like, you won't open your mouth and kill me. Obviously, Lockjaw, teleporting bulldog. So,
He's great.
That's always... And they live on the moon.
Yeah, it sounds like they're just trying to make it as crazy as possible. So that's fun.
It kind of is, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, like, I guess this is only on cable TV, probably.
ABC? Is that what CBS?
Yeah, it's ABC.
So, I don't know if I'll have an opportunity to really watch it, but...
Don't you have ABC? Or did you guys cut the cord?
I don't know, I don't know.
You watch Survivor on TV, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you'll for sure. ABC's like one of those like four like those like main networks. You'll have that.
Yeah, I could probably figure it out.
Yeah, and the first 2 episodes are in the theater at some places.
Oh, right, yeah. I mean, I'll probably check it out just because Marvel hasn't really let me down yet. Even like their lower level stuff is still better than a lot of things out there. So, obviously this seems quite a bit different than obviously all the Netflix shows are combined and then all the movies are intertwined as well. And I guess this takes place in the timeline, but it's sort of its own thing. It kind of seems like, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, it'll probably be at least good. It'll probably be at least worth watching. But I don't really know any of the characters. I don't have any attachment there, so we'll see.
Jessica?
I do not have cable, so I will not be watching it. Yeah, that's really... I don't know.
It's about the camp island.
Yeah, so I mean, it looks like it could be okay. I think I would prefer if it was a movie. I don't feel the need to invest 13 hours in this show.
Yeah.
I like that main guy, though.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever, you know his name.
The one that talked.
Oh, he's the villain.
The king's brother.
Yeah.
He's from Misfits, like you said. He's Ramsay Bolton in Game of Thrones.
Ramsay.
I'm forgetting his name right now, but he's a very, very talented actor.
Yeah, like him.
Yeah, and like the character they cast him for is a kind of
fit.
perfect match. Yeah. Yeah, I think the trailer is pretty bad, to be honest. I think for me it looks like a B-rate science fiction movie. This is the thing. It's not a bad show, but like I get very much Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. vibes from it. I'm not sure if you've ever seen that. That's also on ABC. It's a movie, it's a TV show that's in the MCU. It's you remember Phil Coulson in those? Yeah, they did his show with him, and that's
Isn't
what
it
it is.
on Netflix now? The first.
Yeah, I think
the
first. Yeah, they put the first couple there, and it's like it's the same thing. It's good, but it's kind of meh, and I kind of get the same vibes from this. I'll check out the premiere to see how it is. If not, I'll wait for a best of at the end of the year for like the best Lockjaw scenes. I'll definitely watch the pilot. Lockjaw, I love Lockjaw. We talked about on the 100th episode. Like he's a fucking bulldog, which I have a bulldog who can teleport anywhere he wants. He's huge. Like I want that dog so bad. Like he's gonna steal it, and that's almost a reason why I'll agree with you. I don't know if I would have won the movie because I'm not a big Inhumans fan, but from a standpoint, they need to bring that dog over the movies because they can make so many fucking plush toys like Baby Groot and him together. Like they got to get on that. But yeah, I think the show's gonna be pretty bad. The showrunner is the same guy that did the last few seasons of Dexter, and he did Iron Fist, which I like Iron Fist, but it's definitely for me the weakest of the Netflix
Not a
shows.
great track record.
Yeah, so for me, I'm not that excited. I'll check it out because that's what we do here. Whether it's here, Dynamic Duo, we'll talk about it at some point. I'll check it out. I don't know if I'm gonna be sticking with it, but. And lots of people have been making fun of the way, like when they released the photo, the way they look. Like Black Bolt's a really cool character. He doesn't wear his cool mask. Her hair, I don't know what's going on with it. That's going to be very tough to pull off in a TV show. It looks very wiggy. It looks...
Wiggy.
Well, it just looks so bad. Lots of people have said this.
Whoa.
Looks like
I did not say that.
lots of people have said like they kind of look like the porn parody versions of what Inhumans would be.
Nice.
So
Nice analogy.
yeah, so I think it has like a lot of ill will towards it. So it has a long hill to climb. They're going for like a Game of Thrones vibe. You can tell with like, oh, you're king and I'm gonna be throwing you and whatnot. But we'll see. September.
You can tell by the excitement level of the podcast that none of us are really too stoked. But.
No. Yeah, they should do something with Cosmo. He's that astronaut dog from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Marley said in the chat. He's
Cosmo?
Yeah. In Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, he's a dog that he's an astronaut dog.
He was a dog that was into space.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
Yeah, and he has like the astronaut bubble or whatever.
I don't remember.
How could I forget?
Yes. Let's see. We can talk about this next. Really old news. Super old news, but we haven't talked about it in a
I
while.
like old news.
Netflix announced that they're doing a Witcher TV show.
Oh, yeah.
Not based on the
I
game,
heard
based on
about
the books.
That?
Yeah.
I didn't know
That's
there was
cool.
books.
Yeah, me either. I didn't until... That's why I listen to podcasts, folks, because I heard it on someone else's podcast. So, yeah, I'm not sure how I'm going to feel because I really like the games. The new... Like, I've talked about before, like, The Witcher 3, to me, I wouldn't say, oh, it's a 10-10 perfect game, but in this past decade, it's probably my top 5. Love that game. I'm still playing it. I really like the game, so that worries me because the guy that wrote the books and isn't with the show, he says he doesn't like the way the games came out, so I'm definitely going to check it out. I think Netflix is the perfect place. That could be there, like Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
From the side, like objective stuff, lots of them has a very cinematic movie, TV feel, so, and we said this with Assassin's Creed, we said this with Warcraft, those could have probably been TV shows and been much better, so I'm optimistic about this. I'm excited for it, but who knows?
I'll 100% watch this. I mean, I don't know where my excitement lies, but I'll definitely watch it when it comes out.
Yeah, and as people say online, Mads Mikkelsen should play Geralt. If you've seen the photos of Geralt and Mads Mikkelsen beside each other, like, come on now, he's free. He's
free.
He better not
he's
be
probably
free.
busy.
Yeah.
I hope the budget for this will be worth it because, like, the costumes and stuff and the creatures in The Witcher, like, you can't really go into that with a small budget.
I just call it all the time. I like saying it.
Yeah, you do. Wow, ruined the whole flow.
Yeah. Well, there's about as
you have an
much
opinion?
excitement for this.
I'll watch it. I'll at least watch the first episode. Check it out.
Haven't you played like the first Witcher or something?
Second.
Ah, yes.
I played most of it. Not actually.
But not the third, the one that everyone talks about.
Nope.
Ah.
I didn't want to play without playing the second one, and then I never got.
And why?
So I'll lay this on you. I've never played a single Witcher until the third one.
Wait, so, but to play before you played you didn't want to play the first one.
No.
Yeah, this makes no sense.
I only go so far back with those games because the first one just looked. I like the mechanics and it was a very old game. It just looked painful to play.
Okay.
With the games,
I'm not going to judge. I'm not going to judge.
You kind
I'm
of judge
judging.
a little bit.
You 100% judge.
I'm judging with my eyes, but
yeah,
it's not.
So that's why.
Ooh. What was I gonna say? Oh, Michaela asked, does anybody have any interest in the Dark Crystal series that's going to Netflix? I have no history with Dark Crystal, so it's a remake.
I don't know what that is.
It's Jim Henson. It's you explain.
Jim Henson.
I think are you a fan of this?
No,
Damn.
Sounds like Black Mirror.
No. It's like a kids movie thing. It's to do with puppets. So yeah, Michaela, I'm sorry on that front.
Wait, is that like?
It was a popular
for children
cult movie that was kind of a family movie, and they're doing, I think, like a prequel or something on Netflix.
It's a very ominous title.
You'll probably recognize it.
Yeah, like you might when you see it, but yeah.
Is it supposed to be like a fun kids thing that kids watch?
Yeah, check out
I
the
don't
Dark
know.
Crystal.
I never watched it.
I know I've seen it.
weird.
I just don't.
There you go.
Oh yeah, I have seen
Hi,
it.
friends.
Super
Go to
creepy.
geekverspodcast.com for all your updates and
Yeah.
news everywhere on the world.
Gotcha.
That was weird.
Well, I was killing
Commercial
time.
break?
I was killing time while you guys.
You don't have to kill time.
I did.
That was a trailer.
You
break.
can't kill time. Time kills us. Think about that.
Oh.
Hey,
You're not wrong. Coming to Netflix August 4th, something that's going to be this
Netflix.
summer. Even better, wet, hot, American summer.
Wow.
10 years after. What do you guys think about this?
That show was stupid. I didn't watch the movie originally, so I didn't have the nostalgia hype. I think if you don't have the nostalgia hype, there's no value to it.
Yeah.
And
Have you even watched the show?
Nope.
Okay, you can't comment.
and that's
It has
all I have
no
to
value
say.
to me. I'm agreeing with his opinion because it has no value to me.
Cool.
I started the show, didn't watch the movie, didn't like the show enough to keep watching it or watch the movie.
Yeah, the show is just like, here's all these inside jokes from the movie.
Yeah, I don't.
But if
Well,
you
we
watch
should
it for
watch
the first
the movie
time,
first.
this is not a good show.
And they put it on Netflix
Right, but
before the show
here's
came out. So they're just complaining for no reason.
No, because here's
and
the
I
thing.
said, watch
it comes
the
out
movie.
on Netflix, new on Netflix. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna check this out. I watched the whole thing and I was like, oh, I didn't know there was a movie before. Like, how was I supposed to know? They don't say that there's a movie.
I thought
No
I
one
told
told
you.
me.
I thought I told you guys because I watched it before.
After
you
I
guys.
watched it, perhaps.
Okay, I
Does
thought
it
I'd
say
watched
in
it
the
before you guys,
description?
and I said, "Hey, watch the movie."
Completely
It should
possible.
say in this
I don't remember. Completely.
Following the
I'm not
events
gonna
of
say you're wrong.
said movie.
It's actually a prequel to the movie.
Yes.
How are there inside
That's-
jokes from the prequel that you have to watch the?
That's
that's
the
why
thing, is
it's
that the
weird.
people, all the
So
actors are like
good.
much older, and that they're playing like. I think that
So
is
Paul-
kind of funny that they did that because like why not?
So Paul
But-
Rudd was playing like a 16-year-old.
Paul Rudd's in there.
Yeah,
Nice.
Paul Rudd's playing a 16-year-old.
I probably won't watch this, but
Yeah.
probably
And now
not
they're
bad
like
now.
the same age in the 10 years later as they were in the prequel.
I will say it wasn't the worst thing. There's a lot of shows where I watch like the first 2 episodes and I'm like, this is garbage, and I don't watch anymore. So at least it made it past that level.
Well, one of these is the
It
same.
also had Paul Rudd.
Watch the show, started the movie, never finished it. You guys, something's wrong with you. I speak for the
We're
secretary.
the, actually, we're
I
the
s-
majority.
I
You're
speak
Okay,
the
there's
minority.
nothing wrong with us if there's some random cult classic that like no one watched except for like 10 people.
One.
No,
And
More
so,
than 10
and so when
so
we
for
watch
a
the
cult.
show and we're like, oh, I didn't know there was a movie. Like, how are we in the wrong?
What? No, you're in the wrong about this whole scenario. You should have watched the movie first. I don't understand that.
You know,
Ass
no, okay,
backwards.
Netflix needed to do like their banner and be like, watch the movie before the show
I
comes
feel like
out.
that happened.
No, Netflix should have like it should literally be locked, and you should not. You should have to watch the movie to unlock
No,
the TV
that's
show.
fucking lame.
That's
Anyways,
a great idea. You can pay me for it, Netflix.
I speak for
just,
secretary.
I just patented it.
Me and Kyle will, I guess, do a review. Everyone's hating on
I
this
might
thing.
watch it.
Oh, shit. You
I
gotta
was
watch
feel
the
like the
movie.
biggest hater on people that do things separate from each other, and then you have to watch them both to make sense.
Am I the biggest hater
Yeah,
on
you're the
that?
biggest hater on that. Like
I
with
think so,
alien
yeah.
things.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
so
yeah.
why are you getting mad at us for hating on it?
I love Paul Rudd.
What do you mean the big? Well, no. Okay, that's different. They
Is
didn't
it?
release. No.
Is it?
You are completely twisting the scenario from releasing a 2-minute clip online to a whole
I kind of
movie.
am twisting
That's
the
like saying,
scenario
like,
here.
oh, you didn't watch all the X-Men's? Oh, no wonder I don't give a fuck about Logan. Like, no. Anyways, Wet Hot American Summer. 10 years later, in the movie, they go, hey, in 10 years later, let's meet here. And when they announced the TV show,
Did you say X-Men's? You know it's X, like just X-Men, like X. That's the plural version.
no, not in my world.
You didn't know
Oh,
that?
now Dylan has stuff going on.
No, I
Jesus.
didn't.
Yeah, you did.
That
That's
was
a
in
computer.
your head.
You nerd.
That was in your head.
Anyway, so in the movie, they go, let's meet here 10 years later. When they announced the TV show, I was very excited because I thought, oh, this is what it's going to be about. And then it was a prequel. Luckily,
And
the
now, 10
prequel...
years later,
Yeah,
they're
luckily
doing-
the prequel killed it and was great. It did... I almost love it better than the movie. It's probably just because it's longer. But it's just... It's very well done. They knew the humor they were going for. So now, this series, 10 years later, they're doing what they said they're going to meet. I'm very excited. The trailer was great.
Is it a series or a movie?
This is a series again.
Series again?
Yeah, almost everybody's coming back. The only one that we're fans I've been talking with, Bradley Cooper. We don't know for sure. I think he's either going to have a cameo or they killed him off in the 10 years, which is really disappointing because he has one of the best characters, if not the best character on there. Yeah, I'm really excited. Chris Pine is coming back, who I love Chris Pine so much after Wonder Woman. He's getting out of Man Crush. He has just impressed me so much with his acting the past 2 years.
Chris Pine and Paul Rudd in the same thing.
Who?
Chris Pine and Paul Rudd together.
Yeah, what does that matter?
Chris
Oh, you
Pine,
just like
Paul
that?
Rudd?
I just like both of them.
Okay,
And
fair
now
enough.
They're in a thing together.
So yeah, I'm very excited. That to me is it's one of the smartest, well done like comedies around because honestly, there's not that good comedic shows and movies to be honest, in my opinion, that are out that now. So yeah, I'm very excited
You
for
know that now.
out that now. Yeah,
There's so many times where I just let it slide, but sometimes I have to nitpick.
Yeah.
as well.
it's fair enough.
Like X-Men's?
X-Men's, yeah.
Yeah, that one I thought about for like 20 seconds. I was like, that's.
I think
weird.
he's
gotta look it
lying.
up.
I think the scenario, the ratio of like letting it slide to like calling me out is like way too.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
more like 90%
You're
calling
right.
me out.
You're right.
Yeah, I think he acts like, oh, I'm a good guy.
Yeah,
Let's
but
do it. No,
but
no,
now
no.
I let every Saturday pass.
What?
So.
Okay, that's how I'm Swiffer in the nation.
I
It's gonna
still
take
hear
over.
it every time.
Oh, yeah.
What was there any other TV news you guys had?
I don't think anyone here will know or care, but just announced today.
Wow. We're heartless beings.
Well, I don't know. It's the same with Travis with his Wet Hot American Summer. You know?
I guess,
Yeah,
yeah, no
so
one
gonna-
here really knew where
Yeah, I'm
it
gonna
was,
say it
but-
anyway, just in case. But,
Okay,
Floor is
what
yours.
is it?
so Sense8 was announced that they're getting a 2-hour movie
Mhm.
to actually finish off the season. because it was cut, so there was no conclusion to everything. So there was a lot of petitioning and mailing Netflix and hashtags on Twitter. And
did you mail Netflix?
I did not.
Why did it get cut if it was so popular?
Well, it's not that popular.
Yeah, and there was, I think, a lot of creative differences. It's a very
unique show.
Yeah, that's.
It's the same people who did The
Sense8.
Matrix. It's the same people that did Jupiter Ascending, V for Vendetta, Speed Racer. So the Wachowski siblings. So
yeah, it's interesting. But I just finished it actually like a couple weeks ago, so I'm excited that it's gonna come out while it's still fresh in my mind. So,
Hashtag save Sense8.
Yeah,
they tried.
Just like hashtag save Hannibal.
One day soon. Hashtag save. We're getting closer to August. We're gonna get some news, hopefully.
Some closure.
Yeah, I've always wanted to watch Sense8. I never got around to it. I've heard good things, so obviously I'll get on the bandwagon now. It's getting canceled, classic. But I like the 2-hour movie thing. That's like a very British thing they do. But there's a show. Once again, no one will know. But a show I watched called Hello Ladies on HBO. Really good comedy.
Hello Ladies.
Yeah. Really good comedy. It only went for one season. Didn't do that good ratings, but they're like, okay, we're gonna give it like a 2-hour movie to end off. And I think that's kind of my hopes for what happens with Hannibal. To be honest, I don't know if we'll ever get like a season 4, but I could see this 2.5 hour movie, and I'd be fine with that, because that's a good way to tie everything up. So that's cool.
Well, yeah, I will say it is good, but you do have to go into it very open minded.
Oh yeah.
There's, a lot of topics that some people will not be okay with, relationship-wise, and
talking about man-on-man scenes.
Yeah, there's men-on-men scenes. There's
The Rock and...
There is no Rock and Jack Black.
There's like huge orgies.
Yeah, there's massive.
They are huge. They're massive. They're like...
Yeah, it's
8 to 12 people.
Oh,
it's 8 people.
8 people.
Well,
that's like pretty big. But
yeah, there's probably someone.
Single
swingers are probably that's not huge. You've not seen a huge orgy.
It's a big scene.
Yeah. What about you guys? TV news?
No.
I thought you both had some because I felt like when we were talking about TV news, you were like, "Oh yeah."
No, we just come here and support you. Oh.
It's not much, but I started watching American Gods. Great show.
Amazing show.
Really good.
Never.
Is the season done? Or is it okay?
Yeah. Are you caught up or no?
No, I'm like 2 episodes.
No, it's done, and then obviously they got a season 2 really quickly. So yeah, talking about how many episodes are you in?
2.
Okay.
I literally started watching yesterday.
Talking about orgies. Just wait.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, American Gods. If you're not watching that, fantastic show. Talking about
Check it out.
Hannibal. He is a mastermind.
Mm-hmm.
Game of Thrones.
Brian Fuller.
Game of Thrones. Yeah, Brian Fuller.
Brian.
2 months is that?
I don't know. I don't watch it. I just know that Game of Thrones is coming back.
I'll be watching
season 2.
Last season.
I've watched
second
one
last
episode.
season. Yeah.
That's all I've watched. Yeah.
Last quick thing I gotta shout out, Glow. Everyone please go watch Glow. Great show. I was gonna do a solo review, but I did not have time. If you don't know, it's a wrestling show in the 80s. It was a real show back in the day, the gorgeous ladies of wrestling, but it's kind of like a biopic, but very like fictionalized, but lots of great characters. And obviously, I'm in a room with like a lot of people. I would say this, but like if you don't like wrestling, I think this is a show that it's not going to matter if you don't, but you would come to appreciate it or even like it. Not like in the sense you're going to watch it, but understand it more. They do a good job of not making it just a wrestling show, but not making it a show that's just kind of using wrestling in the background.
Is John Cena in it?
No, he's not.
Are
He
you
was
sure
not
that
in
you
the
just
80s.
couldn't see him?
No, I'm sure. I have special glasses. As lifelong wrestling fans, you get them in the mail.
In the mail, nice.
Yeah.
Like you had to cut off cereal box tops?
No. Like in a huge exclusive envelope with my Marvel checks, I get these glasses as well. Yeah.
Very nice.
But yeah, it's if you've seen the trailers, you think it's really comedic. It is, but it has a lot of dark humor and it has a lot of like kind of drama moments to it.
Drama.
Yeah, Mark Maron is
genre.
Mark Maron is fantastic. I know nothing about him.
You.
He's apparently a huge podcaster, comedian. I've always heard about him, but yeah, go watch the movie or go watch the show. It's 10 episodes. They're only half an hour. It's a great show. It's phenomenal. I wish I would have had time to do a solo review to get into it, but it's really, really good. It's an easy watch. So yeah, one of my favorite shows of the year so far. So
cool.
Netflix kills it with what they're doing. So
they do a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's it. Anybody has anything to say? Anything to plug before we get on out of here?
Go buy Prey and play it a lot.
Go buy Crash.
Yeah, that one.
Mm-hmm.
And then
don't buy the season's pass for the Fire Emblem game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go buy that Switch so I can borrow Breath of the Wild or Wind. Whatever.
Have you played Horizon Dawn yet?
No. You know what? I actually went to play it the other day, and then I found out that Matt had changed the discs in the PS4, and I was cuddling with my cat, so then I wasn't going to get up to change the disc.
Oh, blame the cat.
So then I just went on Netflix. Well, if a cat's lying with you, you just die of natural causes if it doesn't move.
Yeah, my cat doesn't do that.
Yeah, you're
My cat
kidding.
just fights. Just brawls.
Well, along with while you're buying Prey and while you're buying all this, who wants to play the role of Taylor Field?
I think Tyler does today.
You guys gotta, you
I
guys gotta get used to this. You guys gotta get ready. You gotta work on this. You gotta work on the intros.
You were late, which is the most realistic thing that Taylor does. So you were definitely Taylor today.
You did.
I had a much better reason.
Yeah, Taylor never has a reason.
To be fair, you texted me at 6:10,
Yeah.
which means you didn't leave your house at a reasonable time because you should have texted me at like 5:55 to say, "Hey, I'm not at your house yet because
give backstory to the viewers. So they know what they're talking about.
Tyler got a flat tire biking."
Yeah,
Yes.
to get here for
and
you,
then
the
he
fans.
didn't unicycle for some weird reason.
Yeah. But yeah, you gotta work on your outros, you gotta work on your intros. I threw to Dylan and have upcoming Netflix and fail episode, just nothing. I said, Dylan, you want intro us? It was just silence. You guys gotta...
I don't remember that.
Oh, just wait, in August, you'll see.
You might have been
Criminal
unconscious at the
Activities.
time.
Jessica did it. They're like, Dylan, you want intro us? And you're like... I got video footage of it.
I can't remember why.
So in a
I
month...
had a reason.
So in a
It was
month...
a bad reason.
In a month, they're gonna be killing with their intros, they're gonna be killing with their outros.
Oh, yeah. So, if you have internet on your phone, tablet, mobile device, which is a phone, or on the computer, you go into the internet and Google, and then you type GeekVerse Podcast, where all of our great content will come up. Our Facebook, our Twitter, our SoundCloud, our Patreon, our... what?
The Witcher.
Our Witcher apparently is going to come up.
And you know, if you don't have internet, public library, great place.
Or use your phone
Don't listen to him.
Use your phone
Don't
data.
listen.
Public library, great place. They are.
You go there, you can.
You can read a book.
They have the
oh,
GeekVerse
computer.
homepage loaded
Oh,
up
you
by
mean
default.
on their computer? I thought you were talking to like go like a library book on
No,
the
that's
GeekVerse.
what
No,
I
like
said.
if you don't have internet,
Yeah,
go to the
okay, I
public
get it now.
library, pop in your
Or your local
login.
Starbucks.
Yeah, so,
No, don't go to
yeah, that
Starbucks.
works.
Because you got to bring something if you want to use the internet there. I'm saying if you don't have anything
Oh, okay.
already, then the public library is there for you.
Okay, yeah.
And if you don't have the
But
public library,
how are they watching or listening? If
right?
they...
That's the thing that always gets me. I don't know.
Mmm.
Wait, what?
Mmm.
Maybe at a friend's house.
Lots of confidence
If you have
for
internet, you can
August.
find us.
If you're already at the public library, good for you. Go check out a book. You know, any book you want. I'm not going to stop you.
But yes, if you tuned in just to the end, go to the beginning. I did a lot of housekeeping. We got a huge month in
There's
July.
also one random housekeeping in the middle of the episode, though, so
Yeah.
you'll have to search for
Me,
it.
yeah,
You
me,
can say it again right now. Just
yeah,
so
me
it's
and Taylor, we're starting a Star Wars sort of cast. So now when we have conversations that, Jessica and Dylan are rolling their eyes about, we can go on for another
Thank
hour
you.
and not have to worry about
Thank you.
that. So we're going to be talking about some D23 predictions. So tune into that. But yeah, we got a Spider-Man next week.
I learned that Darth Maul isn't strong with the Force.
He doesn't need
It's
to
a fun
very
fact.
Okay.
I learned that the other day.
Well,
From who?
The internet.
oh, at the local
What
library?
was the source?
Well, he's just more about the physical
Yeah.
strength rather than the Force.
I think he's like a centile Jedi, I think.
A
is what it's called.
centile.
Yeah.
If you want to
Sentinel?
learn about centiles,
Yeah.
check out. What is the name of your
Wait,
show?
Sentinel and Centile? I would imagine they're spelled differently.
Yeah. I was
Do you guys have
wrong
a
on
name
that
for the show?
one. Cantina Conversations. Love that alliteration.
Yikes.
What do
I
you
would have gone with something Mos Eisley.
Well, the thumbnail is of Moss Isley.
Cantina
Okay, give us your
is
Moss
a
Isley thing that has to do
Mos Eisley mentions with
Oh
Travis
my
and Derek.
god, no! Because Cantina Conversations shows, everyone associates word Cantina with Star Wars Conversations.
I
Yeah, but
definitely
some
did
people
not
are going to think it's
associate
just like a canteen of water.
Yeah, I
and
did
they're like,
not
oh, is this like a
associate
hiking
that.
podcast?
That's where
Why
the-
are they not talking about mountains?
That's
That's
where we
where
hook 'em
the A comes in.
Yeah, Cantina.
Some people just read the start of a word and assume
Oh god!
No, you could do like
I've
Travis
never
and
met a
Taylor
person who
on
does that,
Tatooine.
Travis and Taylor on Tatooine.
Yeah.
That's not too
Okay.
bad. But
see-
no, but that makes it sound like we're just gonna talk about Tatooine.
No, okay, at least that like brings in Star Wars, like Canteen.
Cantina, no, it's not just Canteen. You guys are like Ty said, you're missing that. It's Cantina, and the thumbnail is a picture of Moss, like the Moss Eisley Cantina. They'll know
The inside or the outside?
the inside.
Okay.
Shmee Fan Club is another good one. You can
Oh.
go
Oh,
with.
yes.
That would get no viewers.
Either
Who the
way-
hell is a Shmee?
Tune in that. That's happening Tuesday. Lots of good stuff. Spider-Man.
I'm gonna say it. So tune in next time. We promise you it won't be boring.
Oh.
Why do you? Okay, I only got a month left.
Don't take that from
I only got a month left. That is no fair. I gotta get them in. Spider-Man review next week. Gauntlet this Sunday. You're going down. You're added to the list.
Sure did.
I promise you, it'll not be boring. Boom.
Later, nerds.